Like this, Halakar. Here's Johnny. Or here's Yogi. Yes. I can see you in chat. I can see you in chat. Good evening, all. Welcome to this week's Mid Week Geek. I'm here alone at the moment. I do have a bear with me, but he's off hibernating somewhere. I think he's making coffee, I think. And thank you, Joker, otherwise known as me, for becoming a member. Thank you very much indeed. Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Halakar. Good evening, Joker. Nice to see you here. Not many in chat at the moment, but hopefully it will build up nicely as the night goes on. So I'm also hoping for a few more to possibly join the conversation. If you're having any role-playing game stuff from Santa Claus this year, if Father Christmas has stuffed in his sack some role-playing goodies, then come and tell us about it. If you're looking forward to trying out new games in the new year, come along, talk about them, talk about why, talk about what you're most looking forward to, talk about what your gaming plans are for the new year. Are you playing games over Christmas? Have you managed to convert any family members to playing a game over the Christmas period? That sort of thing. Good evening, Andy. Good evening, Andy. I've had this Bar Humbug hat for years. I see lots of them about now. But when I got it about 10, 15 years ago, I didn't see any. It was new then. It's a bit tired now. Oh, well, a bit like me, I suppose. But no, I've been... no, I've been wearing it in the shop today, pulling faces at customers going, nah. But they expect it from me. I don't have Christmas music on in the shop. Maybe I don't have any music on in the shop because I can't hear what they're saying when there's music on in the background, but that's just me being weird. So 9 people now in chat. Good evening, all. How are you doing? It looks cleaner than it did on Sunday. It might have just been the light in the pub. It's not cleaner. It's still a bit. I don't think it's been washed for about 10 years. But who cares? Who cares? Good evening, Curtis. Good evening. And here's Nosorian. Hello, Nosorian. You may have noticed you've turned green, Nosorian. That was Crafting Gamer on my stream on Monday night. You were the recipient of the membership gift. I do remember that. But good evening to all of you. But nice to see people popping in. It's this is going to be my last midweek geek of this year because the 27th next week I'm going into hospital in the afternoon just for an exploratory procedure, and here is Crafting Gamer. Here is Crafting Gamer, the donator of Nosorian's membership. So thank you, Crafting Gamer. Good evening, Iman, otherwise known as Intellectual Quandary, because he's gone all posh nowadays. But no, next Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to pop in for the hospital for an exploratory procedure. And somebody on the Discord has offered to run a game of The One Ring. And Wednesday is probably the only day I can possibly make it next week. So I'm going to go into the hospital. I'm going to come back and have some food. I'm not allowed to. Christmas Day. You know what my Christmas dinner is going to be this year?
What? Spotted dick.
Lean. I should be so lucky. Lean turkey and mashed potato. That is it.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I'm not allowed any fiber whatsoever from Sunday onwards.
What happened?
I've got to be poked and prodded in the hospital next Wednesday.
I missed all that part. I was wrapping up some of my day job, so I missed that whole thing. I'm so sorry. Well, hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, I don't think it is. But there we go. It's just to make sure. It's just I've had the procedure done before. It's not very pleasant.
Dare I ask what procedure it is? Is it the camera up the bum procedure? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you doing the Pico Silax?
The one where you have this drink the day before that makes you go.
Yeah. The one where the doctor says, "Take that day off work."
Yes. I've booked that day off work.
Yeah.
I have booked that day off work.
Yeah.
That is why. I gotta be careful what I eat. A few days beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed to have a little drink. I've been told, but I don't know if I'm going to be playing a game of the One Ring, but I don't know if I'll be up and chipper enough to play to run a stream that night. So let's just.
That's fair.
I'm going to take it easy. Going to take it calm. So
that's fair.
Yes. The joys of being a bloke around the age of 50.
Let me tell you. And the worst part is when I was 50, I was supposed to get it done. And they said, no, we're changing it to 55 now. And I'm like, what? That doesn't sound like a medical reason. That sounds like a budgetary reason, I think. Like suddenly 5 years later to stick a camera up someone's woohoo is okay. Fair enough.
I had some blood tests last week, and they've come back as me having extremely low calcium levels in my blood.
Oh crap!
Which can cause the symptoms that I've been having.
Mm-hmm.
So that's almost certainly something down to being lactose intolerant. So
how are you lactose intolerant, man? You're Northern European. We're good with cow milk.
I'm not. So I've informed my wife it's going to be much more oily fish and vegetables in every meal I have. I already have, when I cook for myself once or twice a week, that's the sort of stuff I tend to have. But when my wife cooks for me, it's out the freezer, chips, sausages. I've got to cut down and all that.
That's no life, sir.
Yeah. So anyhow, so it might just be the calcium levels that are causing
fingers crossed.
Yeah. The main thing being the back pains I had, and low calcium levels can cause that, apparently. Anyhow, all right, nice to see lots of people joining. Baron G Rock is in on your channel, Bear. We've got a nerd in on my side. So
this is our first simulcast together. Isn't that exciting?
Have you not simulcast?
We've never simulcast before. No, because usually I have a show right after yours, so I don't want to just bombard my people with here's 10 hours of my face, But we're having no show tonight. We decided to take the week off since we did our Christmas show last week. So that's why I'm willing to do it tonight.
Okay.
Where's Sax, man? I come here for Sax.
Saxius is in Denmark.
I like the hot Sax. What?
Saxius he's in Denmark.
So what? They don't have the internet in Denmark? Huh?
Well, the comment I made on where is it? In the Discord. Where is it? Zach just said he wants to vote for option 1, the topic, which is what we've gone for. He can't attend. He's in Denmark, and any streams will wake people up. My reply was, "You have internet in those great wooden feasting halls." And his reply to that was, "The thralls are made to climb the trees with the satellite dish and get us connection."
I don't know what any of that means, other than I am now ashamed of my Danish ancestry.
Fair enough. Hello, Richard. How are you doing? Right. Any gaming this last week, Bear?
Well, we were going to play Star Trek last night, but due to technical difficulties, we did not. But we did start the new Star Trek game on Monday night, which I know you were a big fan of, and you were watching, and you were right in there because Star Trek is your jam, baby. No, nothing that would interest you. How about that?
There's 2 reasons why I didn't watch. One was the time you played it at, and the other is the subject matter.
That's okay. You missed cleavage, so there you go.
Oh, did I? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the ladies twice in the show just went and basically just for shits and giggles, and it was hilarious. So we got lots of jokes like, "What is this ship? The USS whatever double D?" It was really fun stuff. But she's wacky like that. She's a fun lady to play with.
So is that your selling point for your streams now?
Yeah. It's not my game running by any stretch of the imagination. No. It's just the hot ladies I get on my streams. Like every stream now that I do, I have 3 live streams that I'm still running. All of them have at least one, if not more, fantastically attractive women on them. It's quite nice. I'm going to try and get all the girl players together for a one shot where it's just going to be all of them together, and that'll be a fun one.
So your
I'm trying to compete with Twitch, exactly.
Your new channel is Only Bear.
Only Bear, exactly. Only Bear. Why does everybody keep asking me to take my shirt off? It's Only Bear. What's going on?
You've got to be careful with your name, though. With the certain.
I never told you one of my internet names that blew up in my face.
No.
So the Tick animated show had a character called Bipolar Bear, which was he's like I must fight crime, but some days I can't get out of bed. And so when I went on the internet, I put in some places I started with Bipolar Bear as my username, because for me it was Bipolar Bear. Oh no! The internet very quickly taught me it was Bipolar Bear. So I just was like, I need to change that real quick. I'm not enjoying these direct messages.
You need to make sure the space is moved in the word.
I'm sorry, say again?
Make sure you've got the space in the right bit, the right formatting.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Did not matter at all. I had BI-polar and then bear. Didn't matter. There were a lot. For about a 3-4 month period, I understood what it was like to be a woman on the internet. Because let me just say, my DMs filled up with a lot of stuff I never needed to see. Men are pigs. I just want to, okay, as one, and we're pigs. We're pigs.
Right. Richard wants to know if you've seen season 3 of Picard.
Yes, season 3 of Picard was fantastic. It's some of the best Star Trek in years.
I haven't seen it, unsurprisingly. The only Star Trek I've ever seen were occasional episodes of the first ever 1960s version of it, when they were played in the 90s on late night television in the UK, when we get home from the pub and it was all that was on telly and we were drunk. So I don't remember anything about them.
Listen,
I did see a couple of the films.
Listen, your obstinate anti-sci-fi stance is your own choice. If one thing being part of the Commonwealth I've learned is that when Brits make a decision, you just let them be right in their own mind, because that's the way they want to be. No matter how wrong they are, you let them be right in their minds.
Did you see? I've read my latest video yesterday. I read a sci-fi book.
Did you? Did you?
I have no mouth and I must
scream.
Oh
yes, I have no mouth and I must scream. Yeah, that's a dystopic, or sorry, dystopic.
It's horror. It's more horror than
cosmic horror.
Yes. Yeah, it didn't feel much like sci-fi. I know it's set in the future and everything, but it didn't feel much like sci-fi when I was reading it. Thank you, Iman. Hello, Roland. How you doing?
Is anybody else joining us, or is it just you and me, man?
I don't know. The Discord's been quiet tonight. Normally people pop in the Discord and say that whether or not they're joining, but they appear to be blanking me today. They must have better things to do. I mean, if any of your chums fancy joining, they're more than welcome. Get the word out there.
And if anybody listening on my channel wants to join in, message me on Discord, and I'll provide you the link from Ye Old Geek to join us here in the chat, if you want.
In fact, I'm just going to throw it in chat.
Do it. That's what I do now. I just open it up to let's just spin the wheel and pull the trigger and see what the fuck happens. Sometimes it works out great. Other times there's a bullet in the chamber.
Be warned, if you're a lurker whose name I don't recognize, I will click no.
So if you're from my channel and you've never been here before, I might have to vet you.
Iman, of course, you're welcome to join. But I hope you're going to contribute towards the topic. I mean, you are brand new to gaming. I do hope Santa's sack is bulging with goodies for you this Christmas.
Bulging sack?
Yes.
Then we're just doing a preview for Only Bears?
Yeah, exactly. Hello, GM Johnny. How are you doing? Hello, Kabuki Kid. Oh, we've got to behave now. We have a lady with us.
Yes, of course. None of that anymore. Hello,
Oh,
Kabuki Kid.
Nerds is here as well. So 2 ladies.
Uh-oh. Well, okay. I love Nerds Nerd. I would fight lions to protect Nerds Nerd, but I would never call her a lady.
I'm English. We're polite.
No, you're fake and two-faced. That's what you guys are. We're polite.
No, we're not.
Canadians are the polite ones.
No, we're not. We're not two-faced in the slightest.
You guys literally will look at someone and go, "Morning, how are you?" And then 2 feet away, look at someone and go, "Frank, I can't stand the man." Like, it's just the way you are as a people. It's okay. We know this about you, and
that's what the posh Brits do. That's what the posh Brits do. Am I a posh Brit?
No, we would never accuse you of being posh. That's for sure. But you're not quite. What's the opposite of posh? I mean, really, like, what's the chav? Chav, is that the lowest?
I'm not a chav. No,
you're not a chav. So you're just a normal, middle of the road,
middle of mediocre,
Heinz 57 Brit, right?
Unspectacular. Nothing to write home.
Unremarkable ancestry, just Middle English, Anglo-Saxon, WASP. Horrific. You would have made up the crew of any of the ships during the Age of Sail, right? You would never have been an officer. You would have just been like, one of the guys who gets beat with a stick or whatever. Exactly. Grog.
Chav.
Hover armored vehicle. What's a chav? Ooh, go ahead and explain what a chav is. I love this term.
Chav. Right. Okay. A chav is the best way to describe a chav. Do any of you remember Ali G?
That's a good way to do it.
Ali G, the comedian Sacha Baron Cohen. His character Ali G was basically taking the mickey out of white kids who pretended to be black.
Yeah.
With all the lingo.
Doesn't the CH come from community housing in Chav? Isn't that where
something like that?
Yeah.
And that's what he was taking the mickey out of the white kid who tried to sound black, who wore all the shell suits and stuff and all the bling, but ended up just looking like a complete knob. Ned's, those sort, Ali G's magnificent. He's absolutely magnificent. There's a brilliant scene in one of his films where he tries to sort out the British immigration policy.
Mm-hmm.
He's there in the he's in the government meeting, and he's there going, what we got to do in it is it's really easy. We just let in, we got to let in just the fit birds. And then it switches to a scene in a scene at the airport, and there's the immigration official going, fit. No, back to Slovenia.
Jesus Christ. I like the one where he was with all the feminist writers, and he was talking about how, it's call me a bitch, it's an endearment, it's not a sign of love. Just like the whole thing of like these feminists were like, but one girl, you could see one of them got the joke. She was the one who got the joke, and she was laughing at him. The rest were all horrified. But I love that about him. This is where Sacha Baron Cohen rules in comedy, because he's a clown, right? He went to clown school in France. And his whole thing is that he wants to expose people's prejudices. That's what he does. So he acts like the way he does as Ali G or whatever to do that. And Borat was him wanting to expose hidden anti-Semitism. He really wanted to show that people, when they don't think they're being observed, will be very anti-Semitic. And he sort of did prove that a lot, especially when he came to the States. But I was watching a documentary about early childhood development, and they went to Oxford University, and they had Dr. David Cohen and Sacha Baron Cohen. And I'm watching this going, what the fuck? What has he done? Has he pulled this off? Has he convinced them he's a doctor at Oxford and this is his... No, it's his brother. His brother is a doctor of early childhood development at Oxford, but he looks exactly like his brother, like they're twins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, for at least 15 minutes, I was going, this is the greatest prank he's ever pulled. Like, holy fuck, you know? But turns out, no, it's just legit. What a weird family, right?
Hyper intelligent. Speaking of hyper intelligent, we have Iman joining us.
I'm not that intelligent. To answer your question, by the way, Bear, it stands for Council House and Violence.
Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't know that. You've just taught me something.
I found out when I was being called a chav when I was in high school, even though I was like the furthest thing from a chav.
Really?
Literally like the nerdy kid playing Minecraft.
Yeah. I watched was it Attack the Block? Is that movie with the aliens that attack the council housing? With what's his name? The guy that went on to be in
I didn't watch it, but yeah,
Star
those are
Wars
chavs.
movies. Yeah, they're chavs, right? Those guys are total
Yeah.
chavs, right? Okay.
You just imagine. You remember a few months ago we were talking about yobs? It's like a similar thing.
I thought I don't think I was here for the yob conversation.
You remember that
Yobs
one?
tend to be sort of your tattooed, quite your football hooligan types.
Oh, so what the Aussies call bogans.
Is that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Or
you imagine a chav as like being sort of short hair, skinny, aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, like
chavs want to be yobbed. Chavs want to be
pants
yobbed,
tucked into their socks, shirts tucked into their pants.
Listen, I just had to get my brain all around the balkanized Adidas thing, where like the squatting in Adidas thing. Like I had to really get my head around that. So now I've got
a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah, I got to deal with this one. It's like, come on, man. Like, I kind of like that our stereotype over here is that we're just like we say a lot. You know, that's like thanks. We got off lucky on the stereotype.
Yobs are basically thugs, and chavs are scrawny versions of yobs. Best way to describe them, I think.
Yeah, they tend to be younger as well. I'd say like teenage to early 20s. Like if you're in your mid to late 20s and you're still a chav, you've fucked somewhere up.
If you haven't graduated to yob, okay, understood.
Yeah, they haven't graduated yet. Yeah.
So okay, Kingsman. You've seen Kingsman, right? The movie
Secret
Kingsman?
Service. Yeah.
Yeah. He's chav before he joins the Kingsman, right? Or is he a yob?
Yes. Yeah. You could call him a chav. Yeah.
He's a chav. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. No, Americans have an insane amount of these things.
We're here to talk about games anyway.
We're going to make the new game Y&C, Yobs and Chavs.
I think good,
instead of cops and robbers, Yobs and Chavs.
Yobs and Chavs. It's like D&D, but it's set in like postmodern London.
All right. Okay. So you got the
where magic turns out to be real, and trolls and ogres and orcs and all that stuff. So we do it like urban fantasy. And it's the Yobs and Chavs who are the only ones that can defend the world now because they're the only ones, with enough balls to go out and take care of business, right?
Yeah, do you know what? That does make sense because Chavs are kind of standoffish and they don't really understand. Whereas Yobs know what they're capable of and still don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yobs will, when a fight kicks off, a Yob will run into it, a Chav will hang around the background and then tell all his mates, a big fight last night.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, okay. I'm going to make sure that one of the classes we're going to create is going to be pikey because I want to be a traveler. I want to play this game as a traveler, and I'm going to do my Brad Pitt Snatch impersonation for the whole thing.
It fits because there are traveling communities in the UK.
Yes, we have them here in Canada too,
and there are plenty of Yobs and Chavs in that community.
Tyson Fury, what?
Pardon? Tyson Fury, yeah.
I think we struck gold, gentlemen. Gold.
I'd be down for that.
Anyhow,
Be in that session if you ran it.
But he misses Sax right now because he's lost complete control. He's like, "Where's Sax getting us back on track?"
I told you this would happen if I joined, especially without my beard to distract people.
Right. Anyway, so we do have a topic. I played some games at the weekend. I played OSE in the afternoon. Gingerbeard ran an investigation scenario. Sadly, my shop got really, really busy, so I was having to get up and down serving all the customers instead of playing games. I was working when I should have been working when I wanted to be gaming. But I ran ran a bit of MERP in the evening, which was I threw a fight at them, and good old Daniel Kearney managed to he almost learnt the hard way about MERP combat when he took a critical in his first round of combat when he was fighting, and then got lucky. Then he dealt a critical and killed an orc outright. So yes,
the balance was restored.
The balance was restored. It was. Where is Daniel tonight? He's probably working. Anyhow, I'm going to come to you, Iman. You are new to this old hobby. You are new to gaming.
The world of D&D tabletop games.
Yes. So far, you've only played OSE, haven't you? I think.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, the late night sessions or evening sessions. Yeah.
There's some talk about getting you involved in the Call of Cthulhu and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did register my interest on the Discord. Yeah.
Good stuff. Have you asked Santa for any gaming stuff for you this Christmas?
Without going too political or religious, do I look like I believe in Santa?
No,
man.
No.
Listen, man. Santa defies religion, sir.
No.
Do you know
but
what?
We've just had Black Friday.
I always say
Black Friday when things are cheap. So.
Ouch.
The one thing that I say is, you know how nice everyone is on Christmas? I wish they'd just carry that on throughout the year, every year.
High five.
It would be so much better.
High five. The highest of fives on that. That's why I hate Christmas, because everybody's so fucking fake this time.
Me too, because it's so fake. Or it seems to be, at least.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to ignore me 364 days of the year, and all of a sudden you're my best mate. Off. Hello.
Right. You're being a brave man, Joker. You're being a brave man.
Indeed, I am.
I'd like to introduce these are the two. Bear, you are an experienced gamer.
Me? God, no.
Oh yes, you are. The top row tonight. Mm-hmm. Experienced gamers, the old granddads of the hobby. Below, we have Iman, who found me by accident watching a
literally
fantasy stream, and Joker, who is one of my regulars at my quiz I run on a Sunday night, who has been playing D&D for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
With a little bit of here and there,
chat.
trying with a little bit of trying other D&Ds in previous ones, but never getting my head around it. Yeah.
Well, you fucked up now, son.
Oh no, I actually understand this one.
No, that's the problem. Once you grok it, you're done. This is now your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was telling John the other day, I got introduced with the new style of D&D, which absolutely confused the hell out of me.
That's fair.
And we've introduced him using OSE. So there we go.
And yes, Nerdy Org, he just did call me old, and I am. So it's okay.
Bear's the same. You're the same age as me, aren't you, Bear?
53.
Oh, you're a year older than me.
Yeah, I'm the veteran.
Slightly ahead.
Okay, so all you youngins better show me some goddamn respect.
The only youngin here is me.
I'm going to tell you how we used to do it in my day.
As if living in Canada's not bad enough.
Well, these days, no, these days he's right. This is Joe Rogan called us a frozen socialist shithole a couple of weeks ago, and it's like that's a really good description of this country right now. So,
oh, good Rogan, I like him.
Oh, yeah.
Joker, are you the guy that's called me in chat?
Yes, indeed, I am me.
Okay, right, okay.
Yeah, Mac, you might be older than me, but you're not here on the panel, Mac. So therefore, I'm the fucking veteran, and you better show some goddamn respect to my seniority, sir. I mean, come on.
So let's get back to Iman.
Right. Let's do it then, right?
Yes.
Oh,
let's go back to Iman. Right. Seeing as you've just taken up the hobby, are there any sort of things you are planning on getting in terms of books? Or are you just planning on just playing a bit more and trying things out? And if there's anything you do want to try out,
I'm not going to lie to you. You have got me interested in Call of Cthulhu where I previously wasn't. Like, I'm not going to lie. I always sort of thought Cthulhu was just like, ineffable horror, blah, like, just generic shit. But it's actually really well
I have
written.
a book for each.
Holy shit. In it to win it. Look at that. Hey, Iman, you're slacking there, buddy.
No, I was going to say, actually, I've started. John, do you remember I mentioned briefly that, I might start writing my own Choose Your Own Adventure book and put myself in there as a shed dweller?
Yes.
So I actually started writing that last night. I'm not going to say I've written anything good.
What's a shed blower?
Something.
A shed dweller.
What's a shed dweller?
I'm a shed dweller.
What is that? Canadian. Can we get another North American on this panel, please?
It's basically a stranger in a cave within a shed.
So he literally lives in a shed.
So like in your back garden, you'd have a backyard.
Yeah,
you'd have a shed.
That here. We're not like you guys. We have basements.
Well, no. I bought it. They don't come with them.
We have basements and garages here, sir.
Yeah, we have that too.
Basically a hobo with his own home.
Yeah, so this is my house where I live, and then my little home, my hovel, is outside. That's the shed. I'm the shed dweller.
Fascinating culture. How you took over the world.
The idea is I would self-insert, as a lot of authors do, as like just a friendly guy in a shed who you stumble across him and he's like, "All right, stranger, do you partake in the herb?"
So
you're playing Red Dwarf Call of Cthulhu. Is that what you're doing?
No, that is more of an FF style book.
A what?
Final Fantasy style book.
Oh, that's lost on me. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I didn't want to go down the Call of Cthulhu route of indescribable horror, because one, it's different in everyone's mind, and two, it's just boring to say.
So you've got to have a lot of alliteration in the title. So is it going to be something like Busty?
Oh, actually, I haven't thought of the title.
I'm thinking of some Burnley. So you've got Busty with Burnley. Well, Busty what with Burnley?
I'm listening.
Busty Bear in Burnley.
Busty Baroness from Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham could be a good one. I could include you in it, John. Burnley and Brummie. Oh, how about that?
Ooh, broken Birmingham Brummie.
No, that's just the city in general.
Yeah, but he's broken right now.
Well,
we got to call attention to his brokenness.
For those who
the football club was broken for years. Now the city's joined up.
For those who aren't quite getting Joker's accent, that is the accent I should have until I expunged it by hosting quiz nights. It's the accent I used to have.
Would you like me to do you a mitzvah and show you the accent I grew up with, which I don't use anymore unless I'm talking to people from my home?
Go on then.
Go on.
All right, then, Jesus, we'll do it, get it done. But I warned you, it's going to be sounding really fucking weird here because it's sort of this thing we do down in the Maritimes there, where it's a little bit Irish, but it's a little bit English. We sort of blur everything together, my son, and that's the way it goes there, right?
So
that makes sense.
It sounds like a cross between American and Dublin.
Yeah.
It's like an amalgamation.
It's an amalgamation of all Celtic and English accents slammed into one with the word A everywhere. And me
just shove that at the end and it's Canadian.
Sorry, what?
I was going to say my
just shove A at the end.
My accent isn't pure Birmingham.
Yours is pure Birmingham, or it's not pure Birmingham?
No, it's not pure Birmingham. The main reason is because where I was born. Yes, I was born in City Road, but growing up, my dad's dad was Welsh. My mum's mum was Scottish, so I didn't exactly have 24/7 Birmingham accent to grow up with. So I kind of got a mixture of everything.
So basically what you're saying...
I heard a little Scottish when you said kind.
So basically what you're saying is when an argument broke out in your family home, it was almost a hate crime with how it treated the English language.
More of a mongrel than anything else.
Does anyone wear bowler hats still? I'd imagine there's posh chaps in London who might do that sort of thing. But
has anyone ever done that since Winston Churchill? Seriously,
John Steed wore a bowler. Thank you very much.
Who?
So Iman, you are writing your own fighting fantasy adventure.
Attempting to, I should probably say, yeah.
You are tempted to purchase some Call of Cthulhu.
Yes. I'm interested.
Might
You got
I
me interested.
suggest the Investigator's Handbook being your first port of call?
That's actually a good shout. Yes.
Either that, or this.
Which one's that? Starter set, right? Okay.
Call of Cthulhu starter set. But that is better if you have some friends who you might want to run the starter adventures with.
Friends, that's a good one. Next one.
If you are lacking in the friends department, get the Investigator's Handbook.
No,
And if
I'm
you
not
don't
lacking.
want
I
to
got
have
you
friends
guys.
anymore, run them through Call of Cthulhu, and they will stop being your friends.
I think it's weird because that sort of got me to be friends with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Shared hobbies across generations, across ponds. You know, it's great.
Cultures, languages.
Sacre bleu.
Hey,
So,
là,
Joker.
commence pas avec, là, OK? Parce que je suis capable de parler en français. Je vais vous présenter, là.
I only understood 3 words.
Good.
Joker, you are new to the hobby as well.
Indeed, I am.
And it's probably too late to divert what Santa's bringing you this year. But do you have any plan? I mean, I know you have plans to play in lots more games next year, seeing as I helped you make a Call of Cthulhu character the other night.
Nice.
And we made an extra OSE character in case your barbarian dies. And you have been lurking in on our MERP games as well. So
yes, I just need to make a character for that.
Yes. So are there any sort of have you been thinking of any sort of purchases? Any gaming things you?
I have. It's not D&D related, but there's a game I've got coming called Age of Comics. It's basically it's kind of eco. Basically, you play one of these publishers. You got to try and get comics published, and they're the old classic comics type.
Age of Comics: The Golden Years by Lirius Games.
Yes.
A worker placement board game in which you play the role of a fictional comic book publisher in the golden age of comics.
Oh, interesting.
And I think you might appreciate some of the covers on the comic books.
Was it all the EC horror stuff from the... Yeah.
Illustrations, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just having a little browse of their Kickstarter page. What have you gone for? The standard edition or the collector's edition?
Which one have I got coming? Because I think the Kickstarters are officially finished.
Yeah, estimated delivery was 3 months ago. That's typical Kickstarter.
Sax, come on, man. You got internet. Get in here. Come on, man. Quit your
Golden
hype.
Years Collector's Edition.
Is he in the chat?
You're going for the collector's edition. Sax is in chat. Yes.
That's as far as
Dean.
away we'll get him.
So there are three. Nightbot is not letting us down. You have to type in his full name. There, just typed in Sax.
Okay, whatever.
Sorry, you put it in your own chat where Nightbot doesn't.
I put it in the chat here in StreamYard, so thank you very much. Okay, listen,
Right, okay, there we go.
Listen,
Hello,
Brian. We're part of the
Brian.
Commonwealth. We're not a colony anymore. You back off with that attitude, sir. You don't run that.
But as I've said before, I've got 3 things under my Christmas tree that I can't unwrap yet. I have the Vason box set.
Ooh,
I've read some good things about it. I'm not
little Scandi
100%.
horror role playing, huh?
I'm not 100% sold on everything I've read about it, but it looked very nice, and I want to have
Sold on the art.
Is it good?
The art is beautiful.
Good. Okay. And I've got the Tales from the Loop rulebook.
So it's a free league Christmas. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were doing a Black Friday deal, weren't they? So
Yeah.
I got in there, and I've got the physical starter set for the One Ring, because I did buy it by PDF around my birthday, and I liked it a lot. So I thought I want the physical copy, because it comes with extra dice as well, and they had it for about equivalent to about 17 quid, which is very cheap. That's how much a set of dice is for the game, so worth getting. Very much worth getting.
Oh, so you basically get the dice and everything with it for the same price?
Yeah, basically, yes.
Sick.
Fantastic.
I can't read anything Saxius is typing because in my brain he's not here. Therefore, I don't see him.
Saxius
I'm
is the
calling you out,
Jax.
Sax. I'm calling you out direct.
No places you can go and not bother half the houses in. Oh, bother them, unless they've Danes with axes.
Well, come on. All Danes have axes.
I take this as a compliment, no, Sorian. I take this as a compliment. I will say, no, Sorian, I wasn't running it 100% by the rules as written mechanics. I run it a lot more openly and freely. So maybe that. But that's one thing about Call of Cthulhu, is you can adjust it very, very simply. Very, very simply.
You mentioned Call
Saxius,
of Cthulhu has a lot of alliteration. Beowulf has so much more.
Oh, Beowulf was full. Well, the Beowulf book was full of it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, okay. So yeah, Saxius, there are axes in this house. My dad has 2 in his office. That's Denmark for you.
Find the furthest spot away from any Danes with axes and then join.
He is a Dane. Saxius is a Dane. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to have an axe himself, does he?
Well, you would think he would, to protect himself from the other Danes with axes, right? And
Even that will just have
a fair point.
Even that will just have a grinder to sharpen their axes for them.
Yes. No talking about grinder on this channel.
Speaking of my new channel, Only Bear.
Hello, Dark Knight. The comment is blocking names. Is it? I don't think any names
here?
are.
He does this all the time. He leaves a comment up for 15 minutes. You're like, who are these people?
Yes. Hello. I know, Bear, you refer to Daniel Kearney as DK. We do have an original DK here, as in Dark Knight of Hibernia. So we have 2 DKs in chat.
Oh, now I'm confused.
Now you're very confused, yes.
My poor little Canadian brain is overwhelmed.
Well, we can call DK Daniel KK just to clarify, just in case.
Because Daniel is Kelsey Kearney, yes, that is correct. Yes.
I know you're speaking English, but
you're outnumbered, aren't you, Bear? You're outnumbered. So, Bear, are you getting any new? I haven't asked you, have I? You getting any?
Well, thanks to my subscribers and their generosity, I'm going to be ordering up later tonight my Palladium Christmas box to be delivered all the way to Canada, which is a rather expensive thing. So I kind of owe them all a big unboxing when it gets here on the channel to say thank you. But otherwise, no.
So what is in the Christmas box?
You put down a list of stuff you're interested in, and then they give you for $60 at least $100 worth of product that they send back to you.
That's very, very generous of them.
Yeah. There are some people who've been ordering like 6 and 7 boxes and stuff like that. And when we had Sean on from Palladium, he was telling us about how there was a guy who had ordered dozens at this point, and they were like, this guy's clearly rebuilding a collection, like.
Is it like Loot Crate, but not shit?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what loot crates are? There?
Yeah, I have nieces and nephews. I know what loot crates are.
Yeah. I didn't know. I've got kids.
Yeah, they have some in America. It's called One-Up Box and Loot Crate.
Loot Crate. There's a dungeon box. There's a ton of them.
Yeah. So what stuff have you got coming in that box?
Don't know. It's a surprise. They don't tell you.
Box.
Oh,
You just tell them what
right.
you're interested in, and then they put together stuff for you. But Sean did say make sure you mark down on yours that it's Bear the Gen X GM, so that way we'll know who it is. I'm like, oh God, what are they going to do? What are they going to do for shits and giggles? But it's fun. I can't wait for that.
Excellent.
Am I
Send
going
you
to
a
run it or
confetti
use it for
explosion.
reference? Who knows, O'Neill? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I get.
Palladium. Palladium. I've had the setting books recommended to me
They're very
multiple times. But yeah, people are mixed about the mechanics, but apparently the setting stuff is outstanding. Just don't have the spare cash, and I'd have to get it shipped in from America because I don't think they.
It's expensive. Like after exchange and everything, it's like $180 Canadian. It's a pretty pricey little endeavor. So I was really, really flattered that my viewers were willing to super chat and donate and all that stuff. It was crazy.
Well done, Bears viewers.
They're the only ones getting me a Christmas gift this year. So thank you guys. The miracle of Christmas abides.
Nerds says that she's gone to order the Christmas box like 4 times and gets overwhelmed by the options and runs away.
So what are the options that it gives you? Is it like a series of games or like
you just put
types of
down
items or
10 or 12 things that you want from them or that you're interested in. You say yes or no to a t-shirt, which I'm saying yes because my viewer said get a t-shirt. I'm like, okay. And then you can say yes or no. You want them to autograph and personalize the books. So of course I'm going to say yes, just so they can't wait to see what they're going to put in there. And then there's the last question is there a game you're interested in trying? So that's it. And then you send that in and they put together a box and send it to you. Some people I know got boxes where they didn't really put anything important or specific down and they weren't happy with what they got. And I'm like, well, did you say you needed a core book? Because if you didn't tell them you needed a core book, why would they put a core book in, right? You got to tell them. So you coming up or you're going to just be an asshole? Okay, you're choosing asshole. Got it. So, yeah. So, that's the thing.
So are the people on your Only Bears page?
Listen, the only people on the Only Bears page are getting a very specific box for Christmas. All right, it's a dick in a box.
Yeah, Joker, I've just seen the message you put in private chat that you need to sub to Bear. Bear, you're a comics fan, aren't you, Joker?
I'm sorry, what?
Joker is a big comics fan.
Are you? Oh, cool.
Bear's worked in the comics industry and stuff.
Nah, I'm self-published. I didn't work in the industry. I self-published.
Yeah. Still good enough.
You good? What's wrong with you? You in a mood?
So, let's have a look and see what people are saying in chat. Discussing axes, bantering about how Germanic the Norse are. Dark Knight says the Norse are just tall Germans, and somebody else comments that about the Irish being short English. Hey!
Wow. Can you guys get on the Scottish for a second and get all 3 of my ancestries, please?
The Scottish are angry English.
Yes, the Scottish are angry English, yeah. Even though they're nicer than us.
Yeah.
Well, the Scottish ones that don't count their money, they measure it.
Don't spend it all on shop.
I don't believe Palladium are the ones who publish Thirsty Sword Lesbians, but it is a shame.
They're not.
It's a shame because if Bear received a free copy of that, I'd love to see the review.
Anyone wants to buy me a copy of Thirsty Sword Lesbians? I'll review.
That's all the artwork you want to see.
I don't need that.
Yeah, for research purposes, right?
I actually know some actual Thirsty Sword Lesbians in the real world, so I'm good.
I'm talking about John, not you.
No, I mean legit, literal. I know at least one sword fighting lesbian. So
nice.
And you wouldn't mess.
They're crazy. What do you want? So you guys get to make fun of them with the safety of an ocean between you. We have to be a little nicer because they're right there. Hi, we love you.
Speaking of being right there.
See, guns are cool. Hey, DK, what's up, man?
How you guys doing?
Hey,
you're right, Daniel. You're right.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel, are you getting any gaming stuff for Christmas, or are you doing any games over Christmas? Or do you have any plans for the new year? Go on, let us know.
No, actually, I don't. Going to the in-laws for Christmas Eve and Probably working Christmas Day.
You're working Christmas Day.
Probably, yeah.
What's your job, if you don't mind my asking?
You don't want to ask. You don't want to ask. You really, really don't want to ask.
But I did.
But you did, yes.
I clean shitters.
Oh yeah, septic. That's fine. No, septic.
Well, no, I work at a carbon plant.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the largest one east of the Mississippi. And
The key question, Daniel, is are you working Boxing Day? Because I'd imagine the state of the toilets on Boxing Day will be worse than it is on Christmas Day.
Americans don't have Boxing Day, John.
You don't?
No,
I will be.
it's a
Yes.
British thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
The
it is.
Americans don't have Boxing Day. That is a British Commonwealth thing, guys.
Oh.
Once again, Canada here to bridge the gap between the UK and the US.
Yeah.
We're like the
You know,
translators.
I clean restrooms, showers, and locker rooms.
The custodial arts. Nothing wrong with
Yes,
that. Respect.
and lunchrooms and stuff like that.
No, you're putting it too lightly. He's an excellent housewife.
Is that the Mrs. DK?
That's my daughter.
Ah.
Oh, she really exists. Kelsey, you exist.
Yes.
Yeah, I do exist.
Hi, Kelsey. We've heard a lot about you.
Oh, I bet. All good things, right? Right, Dad?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
What are you talking
We
about?
thought Daniel was just cross-dressing on Fridays.
Oh, I already knew that about him. What do you mean?
Because I mean, if I just paste this, for those who are in chat who won't have seen the stream invites bit of my channel, I'm hoping all of this. That's what I posted. What are you getting for Christmas in terms of RPGs? What are you looking forward to in 2024? Why is Gingerbeard so laid back? Why is Saxia so evil? Why isn't Elfbait's hairline receding? Does Kelsey really exist, or is she just Daniel in disguise? Does Manfred have a pig fetish? Why is Slan never grumpy? Will Sean ever be quick at making videos? Does Omen Owl ever shut up?
How the fuck did I miss getting on this list?
Because you had stopped joining streams for 2 weeks.
Oh. So
Why am I not on the
you are a
list?
fickle bitch, aren't you, John?
Because I just thought of the people who've been on the midweek, the Wednesday stream the most often. You tend to pop in more on the Fridays until recently.
Oh, that's me as well, actually, to be fair.
Yes, yes.
You could just add it like, will a man go into the shed while he's on stream or not? Place your bets.
Will Bear cry because John hurts his feelings?
Poor little signed tears.
Bear has feelings.
No.
Okay.
And I will fucking murder anyone who says otherwise.
Otherwise.
I couldn't hear the violin.
Oh, I choose violence every morning.
So the first question is, why is Gingerbeard so laid back? I guess we've all seen Gingerbeard on the streams. Joker has played in some of Gingerbeard's games, and Gingerbeard doesn't appear to be here. So you can say whatever you like about him. Why is he so laid back? Why is he so chill, just sort of leaning back in his seat?
He's like Samson, and the power is in his beard. If you were to cut off his beard, well, he would lose that calm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if he can put up with being bullied for being ginger, he can put up with anything.
Again, this is our word for us. I would really like you all to stop using it, please, because you're not allowed to use words that have two G's, N's, I's, and an ER in them. In this case, ginger. Or sorry, two G's.
That, of course, is a Tim Minchin song, which is excellent. If anyone has never seen it before, yes, it is a very good song. Yes,
That or else his give a shit list is as long as mine. There's not one damn thing on my give a shit list. So,
What is this give a shit list of which you speak? It is not the way of my people.
exactly.
All right, what's the next one other than Gingerbeard? What do we got next?
we've got what was the second one? Why is Saxius so evil?
He's Danish.
Simple answer. That is a very simple answer.
Yep.
I would say maybe he didn't have enough control when he was younger, and now he's exerting it as he's getting older.
You can say that now that he's not here to jump on.
Yeah, that's basically why I'm saying it. If he was here, I'd be like, oh, nothing. He's my favorite Great Dane.
So you need to remember something.
Who's
Iman.
dying in the next D&D?
So
He
Iman,
was never allowed to have
Scandi-
a cat.
I never had a cat. Of the Scandi cultures, the Swedes are the betrayers, the Norges are the barbarians, and the Danes are the administrators. Now you know why he's evil.
Yes. So,
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, checks out.
so why is Elfbait's hairline not receding? I mean, he joins us on streams and he has this luscious long mohawk and even shaves the bits around the side just to make it more prominent.
Stand out more.
Make it stand out more. Yes.
It's called Rogaine.
How old is he?
What? Same age as us. Same age as
Damn.
us.
He's doing well.
It's that Pacific Northwest upbringing he had, eating all that.
Oh, does he have kids?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know then.
Well,
That's why his hair's gone. That's why
Good
the colour's
question.
gone from his hair.
Good question.
Brian James has the answer there.
Yeah.
But also, do elves have beards?
Depends. D&D, yes. Some D&D.
I'm sure they do, right?
Half
Pixies
elves.
don't.
Half elves.
I mean, half elves. I can imagine having beards.
Hannes Half-Elden had a beard.
Correct. Yep.
He did. Yes, he did. For those who are new to the game, that's Dragonlance. It was a series of modules that were produced in the 80s and the setting that's been produced ever since.
Therapist is here. Someone from down under.
What was the next one I had? So we know why.
So Elfbait, yeah. And then what's next?
So does Kelsey really exist? We've had that answer tonight. We've had Kelsey chiming in on stream. We have heard Kelsey. So Daniel, you are off the hook.
Thank you.
It's been a running joke for like a year.
Well, no, she's actually hacked me a couple times where, like, I was making dinner. She'd come in and type stuff.
We didn't know whether you were making that up just to cover up saying something daft in chat.
The reason is, for my tablet, I have to use her Google account, so I have to appear as Kelsey. When I'm making dinner, I'm using my tablet. But yeah,
Google account,
she does exist. She's why I have the son also, because I got stuck with her mother and we decided to have another kid. So
right, okay. So hello, Kelsey. And she has also, of course, she has confirmed that you do cross-dress on a Friday night anyway. So
Just
she's a little bitch like that.
Snitches get stitches, Kelsey. Be careful.
She is such. My wife calls her Dan Jr. just because she has my attitude and outlook, and she won't take shit from anybody. And
we could tell she has your attitude as soon as she made that comment about you cross-dressing.
Exactly. Yep.
It's good though. I like it. It's good to have a personality.
Well,
When are you getting one, Iman?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ask for Santa for one for. Oh, you sorry, you don't believe in Santa, so you don't get.
Right.
One.
Yeah, sorry, I can't. I guess I'm stuck.
The next question is a great one to bring up when Manfred doesn't appear to be here.
I think Manfred was here earlier. Yeah, I saw Manfred earlier, didn't I?
Was he?
Oh no, he commented on one of my videos.
Oh my
earlier.
god! I think she hacked.
One of you will. What?
Does Manfred have a pig fetish?
I don't know. I wouldn't use that word. I'd probably say maybe obsession.
Every time he arrives in chat, he oinks at us.
He does. Even in Discord.
Yes.
My daughter hacked me again.
Has she?
Yeah.
No, that sounds legit to me.
Well, she hacked you on my channel, so hi Kelsey, welcome to the show.
We do all like bacon, Halakar. We all do all like bacon. Bacon is
Speak for yourselves, mate.
a billion or so people on the planet who might disagree with you on that one, John. Just saying.
Yes.
It's an accurate figure. Thanks, Bear. Accurate
You're
figure.
welcome. I'm educated.
I thought it was just over a billion.
A billion?
It,
No.
it depends.
Well, it's around that mark, yeah.
And if you throw the Jews in, that adds 13 million.
Oh my
right
God.
over it, right?
Well, plus or minus a couple thousand after.
Hey, DK, hey, be good. We don't do that on John's channel. Come on now. Save that for Mr. Boivin's live stream.
Save that for the Only Bears.
Yeah, save that for Only Bears. We'll do some hot bacon porn, and that'll be great.
Manfred signs up straight away.
That's okay. Oh, you guys know Victor Gorchev?
I know.
Yeah, Victor will be there. He'll be like taking pictures and posing himself, man. Victor's twisted like that. Oh my God, Cal, stop. Nothing is more fun to me than when you make a joke that is just a generalized little haha joke and someone has to come in and just joke shit it with a fact. Cal, do you go to comedy clubs and ruin jokes there too, sir? I'm hurt. My heart.
Manfred has appeared on stream a few times, and he wasn't looking very, very, very porcine when he did so. So I'll have to say no. I think we need to buy him a traditional orc mask. What do you mean? Why? You mean the old D&D orcs with pig faces?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's just like, why would you buy this man a mask?
So Manfred could appear on the stream as an orc, a piggy orc.
And that's why you need to get him a Miss Piggy mask from the Muppets.
Oh, Miss Piggy mask. Okay. Miss Piggy mask.
You can paint it green and put a couple of little plastic tusks on it, and away you go. You got an orc.
Hey, I feel like Manfred would be into it.
I think he would, yes. I think he would.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would. Right. Why is Slan never grumpy?
Yeah, he is really nice, isn't he?
He is, yes.
Yeah, he's
so
like
polite.
a really nice dude. And he lives in the same city as me. I should really hang out with him.
Yeah, he's so polite. Yeah, he is grumpy old Slan. I mean, and I've never seen him be grumpy over anything.
He's French
Not even when he's
Canadian.
That's the irony.
He's French
my theory
Canadian.
is he calls himself that. My theory is he calls himself that to make people avoid him, and then only the people who actually really gravitate with him are the ones that like he talks to, and therefore he's not grumpy with them.
Possibly. So should that be a challenge for next year? Try and make Slan grumpy about something?
No,
because then they'll change his name to Happy Old Slan.
No, Slan. No, Sorian wants to go back to the Manfred point. I think we need Manfred to answer that. I really do think we need Manfred to answer that.
What would be like the equivalent? You know, like the Scandinavians have like the horn that you blow for battle. What's the German one?
Nothing. I hear nothing. I see nothing.
If there was some way we could signal Manfred to join.
Thing is, Manfred may live in Germany, but he's not German, though, is he? He's lived everywhere in the world, but he was born in the same part of North America as Daniel. The same town, almost.
No, he actually was born in Warren, and I lived in Warren from 85 until 2005.
Yeah.
Which is like 72 miles from me right now. So, yeah.
I think that's maybe a bit shorter of a distance than how far away me and John are. Probably like 100 miles from each other.
But we live in a fairly small country.
Yeah, that's true.
They live in
Yeah,
the
it's
States.
weird in America, isn't it? Yeah, actually, because America's so expansive.
Yes, yes. And given that Daniel lives in the middle of nowhere in the greenest parts of Pennsylvania.
Look up Emporium, Pennsylvania on Google Maps, and you'll see how redneck it is.
It's pickup trucks and yeehaw and that sort of stuff.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that why you keep loaded guns all around your house?
Yes.
As Baron G-Rock says there, from the tip of my state to the bottom of my state, it's an 8-hour drive. Yeah, I mean, and if I was to drive from where I am,
hell.
I mean, if I was to drive from where I am to the tip of Scotland, you're talking about 8 hours.
No, I think from London to Scotland is about 8 hours, because me to London
Yeah,
is
it's
about 4 hours.
You don't want to know how big Canada is. Trust me.
Canada, yeah. Canada's
It took me about 8 hours to get to Inverness, and that was on a busy traffic day. But yeah, you can probably do one end of Britain to the other in about 14 hours, I think, driving wise.
Yeah, I think if you're going like Cornwall to Inverness, that'll probably be like 12, 13, 14 hours, yeah.
And if you go right up to John O'Groats,
good half a day, yeah.
Yeah. But that's the entire length of mainland Britain.
Yeah. Which is, actually still not that big.
And Joker, you live
how big is the smallest state in America?
Rhode Island?
Would be Rhode
What was
Island.
that, John?
So Joker,
Rhode
you live
Island,
about 10
and
miles
we
from me,
actually-
about half hour from me.
We actually have a county in Pennsylvania. Just the county is bigger than the state of Rhode Island.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
My boss used to live in Rhode Island. Bless him. Right. What was the other one? The next one I went for. We've done Why is Slan Never Grumpy? The next one is, will Sean ever be quick at making videos? Where is Mage? Where are you?
Yeah, no.
The answer to that is no, because when he's supposed to be making videos, he spends the whole time procrastinating and jumping on other people's live streams. But Mage's Musings, we need more videos.
Yep.
Great channel.
I love his videos, though. I
Yes,
really
definitely. Yeah. There's another one to subscribe to, Joker. Mage's Musings.
Let's list them all. I'll subscribe.
List them all. Mage's Musings, Bear the Gen X GM, Elfbait. Elfbait's not with us tonight. Who else often pops on with who has a channel? Oh well.
Me, I just started.
You've just started YouTubing.
Actually, one of my videos kind of blew up the other day. It went from like 15 views to 300 views overnight. I was like, whoa, okay.
Bloody hell. Wow.
So, what's your channel's name?
Intellectual Quandary.
All right.
I can put it in, or can someone put it in chat for me? Because I don't have the YouTube stream open.
Have you started talking on it yet?
No, not yet, but I was planning an intro video. Because I didn't expect my channel to get so many views in such a short time. I thought, okay, in case anyone does want to check me out, I might just tell a little bit about myself.
Yeah, because at the moment you're just playing games on it, and
there is the option when I upload.
Yeah, I think
there's the option when I upload to do voiceover, but at the moment it's like, do I feel confident enough to do that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come across as being inauthentic, right? And at the moment, everything that I put up, while it's just purely gameplay, that is authentic. I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm doing it. I was proud of it, so I uploaded it.
Well, the thing is,
so
you are currently
I want to retain
on
that
my
authenticity.
stream.
Yeah.
You're currently on my stream in front of 30 odd people. You're on my stream quite often on a Friday as well. We don't get quite as many people, and there's no issue with being authentic there. So just be you.
Yeah,
Just
but you guys
are
are real people that I can talk to and interact with. Even if someone comments, like obviously I'll reply to the comment and I'll still be authentic, but it's not the same as having that interaction like this.
When you're playing, try and go into it and think, okay, am I going to talk about the game? or am I just going to talk about just general nonsense? Just try to
I
have
think
something in your head
that
to
it'll
talk
just
about.
be me saying, "Fuck's sake, damn it," until I actually defeat a boss or some shit.
Well,
I was going to say
that's something.
there's some people that do games with commentary. They do it as they play it, or I've noticed there's a few they play it and record it, and
And do it
then
afterwards.
try and do dialogue on top of it, which makes them sound like they're playing it, saying it as they go.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can tell those videos apart from the live commentary ones, though, and it just
Yeah.
it doesn't come across as inauthentic. It's just more contrived. Whereas if I just say it as I'm playing, it's all.
But if you,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
I get what you mean, but I mean, I can imagine you doing it more from the heart, even if you did do it, voicing over what you've already recorded, kind of thing.
Well, in that case, I
Hey.
could possibly do an experiment, upload 2 versions of a video, one where I do commentary during, and one where I do it
Yeah.
post editing, and then I
So
can see which
basically,
one does
you can
better.
do a play. So you could do a playthrough where you concentrate on actually doing the game.
Yeah.
And then you do a commentary, watching it and pretending you're playing it at the same time and doing it. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd even
playing
pretend.
I would just do it while playing the game. That is authentic. And if you screw up,
Yeah.
be self-effacing about it. Just,
Well, yeah,
"Oh, damn it,
that's
idiot."
true. I mean,
That's
I love the rare
Well,
ones
no.
that do that.
The thing is, with my PlayStation 5, it has like rudimentary editing software, so I can't like clip certain bits and chop them together. I can only clip certain bits and upload it. So
because
it will be...
the YouTuber I'm referencing, I don't know if you know him, he's called Brad.
Yeah, I know Rad Brad. Who doesn't?
Yeah,
I don't.
That's the kind of commentary I
If there's
I'm
a
on about.
game, like a AAA game that's come out, Rad Brad will have a video up at least the day after.
Yeah, but you know the way the way he does his commentary is definitely over the top of what he's already played.
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the
You
time.
can tell he plays it first and then talks about it afterwards, so it doesn't distract him while he's playing. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
Yes,
not a bad
Graham,
thing.
It's still well done the way he does it. It's still well done the way he does it. In a lot of videos. But yeah.
Sorry, John.
I'm just replying to Graham saying he's asking you the name of your channel. Intellectual Quandary.
Oh, Intellectual Quandary.
Yes, and what a class game to start with.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, I mean, the Master Collection came out, and you know, I've always been one of those guys that, because my family wasn't very rich growing up, so I basically had to play the fuck out of every game that I owned to get the most out of it. So I've always kind of been a completionist, and then once trophies and whatever became a thing, I started becoming a trophy hunter.
The thing is,
I do it for games like Metal Gear Solid, where I take so much pride in them that, like, you know, I'm not happy with myself until I've done that.
It's a natural nerdy thing.
He did a box for 3 years. That's where your obsession with the shed comes from.
Right. Anyway, next question I had on here. So, will Sean ever be quick at making videos? No, because he procrastinates, and he's got some work at the moment. So that's good. He's a busy boy. And the final question I put in here was: does Omanal ever shut up? Omanal,
no.
are you in?
No, he does not ever.
Do you know what?
We want him to know.
That stream where Omanal joined for the last 15-20 minutes and Bear was like, oh, that's long enough for him to make one. Or was it you, John, that was like, that's long enough for him to make 1 point?
Yeah, that's not me. That's a good one. I wish I thought of it.
It was John, man. Yeah, it was so funny.
He's a good shit, though.
Omanal's a good bloke. Yeah. He knows his games. That's the thing.
I just subscribed to him. And
I like when he's doing his Inspector Gadget pose.
With a fan above his head, yes.
And then he goes, hey, man, I'm not sure if you'll get this reference. I'm like, I'm not that young. Fucking hell. Like...
Yeah, when I said John Steed, you were like, who? Oh, man.
Yeah, but exactly. I'm young, but I'm not like as young as people think. I still remember floppy disks and shit.
Exactly, no Saurian.
That's okay. When you get older, you
Go
get to be
kinda
introduced
slow,
to floppy
little chat.
disks. It's a great
Summon the
change.
omen owl.
I remember
Fucking-
when
of
floppy
course
disks
you would
were
say
floppy
that, Bear.
disks before the plastic ones.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember when the first time I broke one and I found out why it was called a floppy disk.
That,
See, there was a time when they
There was
were
a game
bloody
that I
big.
used to play on my dad's Windows 90, might have been 98 or 95 PC, called The Invasion of Space Bats from Outer Hell. It was like the most generic name in the world, but it was a fun game.
It sounds like something that Bear would run.
I'm sorry, what was that? I wasn't listening.
The Invasion of Space Bats from Outer Hell. It
No,
sounds
I would
like
never
something-
run that ever.
Or The Invasion of Space Bats of Doom. Some generic name like that.
It sounds
And
like
it was
something
literally a
sci-fi-ish, Bear.
2D.
you
It's a
not figured out
2D
yet, John? I'm
like
not
shooter
into
scroller thing where you're at the bottom and the enemies come from the top.
Oh, nice. I love those 2D scrollers. They're awesome. I was like,
Yeah.
side
Games I remember from my childhood like that was Repton and Citadel.
With what? Sorry,
Citadel and Repton.
I've not heard of those.
Repton is a
They're
name
all
of college,
BBC
posh college
games.
do it.
Wait, do you mean Raptor?
Repton.
No, I played Raptor.
No.
That's like a game where you're like a fighter pilot sort of thing.
No, you're a little
Repton.
creature. You had to
Oh,
collect
yeah,
diamonds
yeah.
and kill monsters.
It's a legit
Okay.
game.
Rick.
It's not crazy.
Didn't say he was.
Listen, you. I just
I don't
subscribed
know.
to you. Don't make me regret it.
What? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, oh. It's a British game. Look at that. Nice.
Where do you begin with me and sci-fi?
Nowhere. You don't begin. You stay as far away from it as possible when John's involved.
Seriously.
If it's cosmic horror sort of sci-fi, as in I'm going to plug my read through of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I recorded that. It took me 12 hours to make that video. 12
The longest
hours.
sci-fi going.
12 hours.
No, it died somewhere around 2010 or something. I don't know. They've been calling something Doctor Who since then, but it isn't Doctor Who.
I quite agree. I prefer the classic, but it's still on the air.
Fair.
Oh, where did you get onto Doctor Who?
Because he pointed to his Doctor Who poster behind his head. There's a game about I Have No Mouth? Really?
There is, yes.
Yeah, that's where I heard about it from.
How depressing is that game?
It's like those original like Escape from Monkey Island sort of point and click games. One of those.
Yes, Monkey Island.
Hmm.
Talking
I
about
worked
that,
for-
I listened to your
I worked for the
read-through of
company.
that.
I worked for the company that released Monkey Island in Britain.
Oh wow!
The company that had the Lucasfilm license in Britain. We had
Yes.
Sam and Max Hit the Road. We had Secret of Monkey Island 1 and 2. We had.
Does anyone remember that goat puzzle?
No.
Which one?
We had Indiana
goat
Jones.
puzzle.
That was one of ours.
From Monkey Island, the goat puzzle, the
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
everyone got stuck on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember which Monkey Island was that in.
I can't remember which game it's in.
Must
But there's
have
a
been
bit where
second
like
one, I
you
think.
climb down into this area. There's a goat that's guarding something you need, and it took like a really finicky method for you to like latch the goat so it couldn't get you. It was notorious because back then I don't think the internet was a thing, so it was like a word of mouth thing that spread. Oh, this is how you beat it.
And then obviously
If you type
led
in
on
Monkey
to,
Island goat puzzle, you'll see it.
Right.
and that obviously led on to like the Broken Sword, which is a series in itself.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
I remember the Broken Sword games. I never
All
played
5 or 6 of them, whatever number they're on.
Sure. I did see his poster straight away. I expected to see his poster. I talked to Joker after the quiz on a Sunday. I know he's a Doctor Who fan. I know he's called himself Joker because he's a Batman fan. That's a thing.
More Joker than anything else.
There's some fandom for you.
Oh, we got some Joker lore, eh?
Yes, yes. So, have there ever been any good Batman RPGs, Bear?
I resent
not
that
really.
you
Not that I
pigeonhole
know
me
of.
like that.
You're into the superhero-y sort of stuff.
Breaks my heart how much you just pigeonhole me, you.
See, I wouldn't know,
No,
but you
there hasn't
might.
been a good Batman. There hasn't been there's been DC games and they've all been flawed.
I was going to say the Arkham series computer games are about
Yeah.
the best I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say I don't play video games, so I get lost in all these
I
conversations.
didn't like Arkham Knight, but the first 2 or 3 were good.
Mm. Talking about actual
Saki
board
says,
games.
John, why are you like this? Because I'm British.
Seriously, Pax, why is he
and
like this?
And I'm British and I'm drinking port on a school night.
Without Red Bull.
I'm drinking
Where's
port
your
on a school
brandy?
night.
Where's your shandy?
I'm not drinking it with brandy, no.
You got to step up your game.
It's not a Friday. No brandy until
You got
Friday.
to step up your game.
Daniel's there with a drink in each hand, like, you're a rookie,
Pretty
mate.
You can't have a drink in each hand. Where would he hold his gun?
I don't, yeah.
But I mean,
You're gonna say something else then?
Talisman game is
I
quite
was
good.
going to say something, but I thought, okay, no, it's too far.
I remember the X-Wing games.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
Oh, Daniel,
Little
you know what you
fox.
should get if you don't have one? One of those hats that you can put the beer cans in and with the straw to your mouth.
Actually, I had
Got one.
one. I had it set up for fishing. It went around your neck and it held your can. So yeah,
Okay.
I am that dude.
See, look, Bear's
I
face
just create
palming. He's
that
like,
hat.
Iman, how could you say that? But I'm like, do you not know Daniel at this point?
Oh no!
Americans created that hat.
I said I know what it's called. That's what bothered me more than anything.
Oh, sorry. What is
Oh.
it called? There's a name for it.
A beer buddy or a beer caddy, take your brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Richard,
Caddy is something
yes.
else in the UK.
Richard,
Yeah, well,
yes,
you
probably
guys
not.
make up words for everything. Lorry. What the hell is a lorry?
Hang on. Our country
Hang on.
developed language first,
You
so
pronounce
no.
the H. It's hang.
Hang on.
Don't be like the
Hang on,
French.
mate.
Don't put H's at the start of words and then not use them. That's a very French behavior pattern.
Anyway, I'm going to butt
It
in
is.
and answer. I'm going to butt in and answer Richard's question here. The answer to this is yes.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I read Marvel comics, the Spider-Man ones. In
Because
particular.
to be fair, both of them are big in comics in the UK. To be fair,
Marvel and yeah, I mean, probably not as big as in the States, but
Yeah,
they are
DC, I
size.
don't think is as big here, but yeah, I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
there was
Marvel
there was
is
an
always
entire
been a big
division called
thing.
Marvel UK that they had for a longest time that was only producing comics
Mm.
for the British market. So DC
Oh,
never had that.
okay.
So
yeah, but
there
I
you
think
go.
it's about equal grounding now because I think every character in DC and Marvel have got their own comic run.
Sooner or later.
Well, with the expansion of the MCU, I think everything's just sort of become globalized now, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course, we're in Britain,
which is nearly
whatever
the
you
worst thing they ever done.
in Britain, whatever you get in American pop culture, we'll get a couple of years later. So
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, we'll discover, Judge Dredd. So it's a tit for tat, guys. It goes back and forth.
That's true, actually. That is true. There is some stuff from the UK that the US don't get till later.
Yeah, Faulty Towers, we got after you. Monty Python, we got after you. The IT crowd, we got after you. Now it's getting more parade because
Then you
it's
try and do your own
Netflix.
version and mess it all up.
Sorry, was that what?
Well, we tried to do our version of The Office, and it was
your
just
version
crap.
of ours, mess it all up.
Well, yeah, then you guys try and do your versions of North America's stuff, and you messed that up too. I've seen.
Yeah,
the
I
British
just said we
version
tried
of
to do
it.
The Office. and it was-
Cancellation
no.
never works. Granted.
Yeah, you
Cancellation
tried to do
never
The
works.
Office. We stole your Office, dude. Come on. Iman. Ricky
No.
Gervais's Office is superior in every way to the American Office.
it is, yes,
It's
it is.
it's just not though.
It just
is.
is, though.
It's not. I mean, it's opinion to be fair, but still.
It's subjective. It's always going to
Hey,
be.
I
subjective.
don't see memes of the UK version of The Office.
Oh, no. Americans are insane for memes. That's the problem. And you will never lose
Steve
money betting on
Catchall is
Americans
probably
being able to
about the
promote their
saving
shit.
grace of the US version.
The thing is with The Office in the UK is that it's almost too relatable. It's like, oh, this is a
Cringy.
normal office. Yeah, exactly. It's like I
It's
don't want to be
so
at work
good.
when I'm watching TV.
Dude, when you watch the UK Office, you're just like, oh, fuck. Like, you spend the entire series going, shut up, David. Stop talking. You know, like, it's hilarious for that.
That's how it's meant to be, though. It's meant to be.
Henry Cavill would make a good Captain Britain. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see Henry Cavill as a blonde. I had a hard time handling him with white hair. Though, yeah, you're right. He would make a good Captain Britain. He'd make an excellent Brian Braddock.
So comedies that got remade. Was it All in the Family or something? Was a spin-off of
The Royal Family.
No, it was a spin-off of
Keeping Up with Appearances?
Annabelle House.
Three's Company was a spin-off for sure. Of Man About the House. That was the one that we spun off into Three's Company. Well, I'm a Canadian, but the Americans spun off.
All in the Family was not In Sickness in Health. Till Death Us Do Part.
Yeah,
That's
the original
been pretty.
one.
Yeah.
You'll never see that on British TV. We'll never see it on TV ever again because they
Sadly enough.
You won't see All in the Family on American TV these days either, man.
No, you won't. They will not. Yeah.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yep.
Why are you singing Sweet Home Alabama?
Oh, it's a joke about. I'm not going to go there. If you know, you know.
I don't know. No.
All in the Family. That's all I'm going to say.
Incest. Yeah. Alabama's famous for incest.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Emporium.
And Norfolk here.
Oh my God.
Wait, where else do we say that? Oh, Burnley.
Where you're from, yes. North.
Pretending like it's not the town where I live.
Why am I killing you, Saxius? Why am I killing you?
Killing me softly.
Oh, Baron G reckons it's Arkansas, not Alabama.
Yeah, Baron G can reckon whatever he likes because there is literally no state that will admit they have high levels of incest, but they'll blame the neighbors as quickly as possible. It's amazing. It's amazing how good they are at that.
Isn't that what everyone does, though?
Yeah.
Like, the place where I live isn't exactly great, but there's a town that's just over there, and we're like, oh, that's a shithole, that place.
Yeah. It's like people in Birmingham take the mickey out of Wolverhampton and Warsaw and the Black Country, whereas
you're from bloody Wolves, aren't you?
The what country?
Well, they're not exactly wrong with Wolverhampton.
In case that offends anybody, it's called the Black Country because it was the heart of the coal mining industry in Britain in the 19th century.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. You want to see hard to explain? Explain to this generation what Black Irish means. They literally think it's like, Will Smith from Ireland. Like that's literally what they think is going on.
Yeah.
And we live right next door to them, by the way. I haven't made that point about Canada yet. We're right next door. We live in fear. Constant fear. As Jon Stewart once said, he was in Montreal doing a show, and this woman kept bothering him, asking him, what do Americans think of Canada? What do Americans think of Canada? And finally he snapped and he said, we don't. And you should be happy because one day we're just going to show up at the door and be like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Canada, we're out of water. Get out. And it's like, yeah, that's a very fair assessment of what would happen. So,
hey, Canada, smells like you need some more freedom.
Hey,
Saxon says because all these references are flying over my head. Yes, of course they're flying over my head. I'm a sheltered nerd who's lived in my own little bubble for the last 20 years. And before that, I've been lived in my own little bubble for all my life. I stopped watching television regularly years and years and years ago.
What's it like being a malcontent Unabomber in the making, John?
Oh my God.
You'll find out soon enough.
Where do you live? I look forward to getting the package.
Did anyone see the way I just slowly looked at that?
Did you learn well from my Irish cousins during the terror?
The Troubles. The terror was
The Troubles, right? The terror was something
the
else.
terror
right?
was France 200 odd years ago.
Listen, France, England, like we give a fuck over here. Come on. You're both responsible for this nightmare country we live in. You guys made this shithole and then left it to us. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
What's
here's
the Jersey Shore in England? There's a Jersey Shore in England. They did a whole show on it too. Which was
It's
it?
called Geordie Shore.
Geordie Shore.
They did Geordie Shore? Really? Oh man, poor Newcastle.
Do you know
Yeah,
how
no.
many
they're
times I
fine.
watched
Just
that?
get,
None.
0. Yeah, me too.
0.
Why, Apex?
None whatsoever. The last thing I watched on television regularly was Robot Wars, and they stopped that.
That's like the
Craig
90s, bro.
Charles.
They came back.
Oh,
Come back.
okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but without
Yeah.
the original presenter, whatever his name was, I can't remember. Cool guy, though.
Craig Charles. Yeah.
Craig Charles, yeah,
really?
yeah.
I like
I
Craig
watched
Charles.
it in the
Didn't he
90s
also
because
do? Didn't he also do
Forrester.
Jungle Run? Or am I
Philippa
making that up?
Forrester. Philippa Forrester in the 90s.
Was that the
Sax,
VR
get
one?
them
he
on
did?
track. Sax, we're off track.
Was that the VR one he did?
No, it was like a kids' TV show on CITV or some shit, something like that. Jungle Run.
You can just put
I'm
me on.
sure
You
it
can
was
just drag
Craig
me down
Charles,
to the
though.
bottom with DK and put all the Brits up top, so that DK and I can just whisper to each other like, "What the fuck's going on? I don't know. What are they talking about? I don't fucking know.
There
Can I
you
borrow
go.
your gun?" You know, like that's where we're at. You know.
we're actually only about what? You're in Toronto, correct?
No, God, fuck no.
Where are you
Where-
at?
Montreal.
Where are you, DK?
Montreal. So
Where are you?
Yeah, you're only like 4 hours away from me.
Where are you?
North Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I'm in-
4 or 5 hour drive easily. Yeah.
See, John, that's funny. In America, only 4 hours away. In the UK, only 4 hours away. It's across the whole fucking country.
Okay, listen, if I were to
I'll
drive
come
east
tomorrow.
to go visit my parents, it's a 10 to 12 hour drive depending on the weather and the traffic. And we're still in the same province.
How do you guys cope with that shit?
We all live huddled up against the American border, and 50% of our population lives between Quebec City and Windsor, Ontario. It's called
Correct.
the Quebec-Windsor corridor.
Yep.
And we're all just packed in there like fucking lemmings.
Okay, so there's
And-
areas of like high
then-
people density, and then
And
Yeah.
then the
Okay.
rest of Canada is empty.
Not quite,
Mooses.
but
Meese.
there are scattered communities everywhere, clearly. But there's only 4 major cities in Canada: Montreal,
Vancouver.
Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver. Those are the
Yeah.
4 biggies, right?
Yeah.
Then we have Halifax and stuff like that. There's other smaller
But see,
cities.
even then, Vancouver.
There's a
is-
Halifax near me, literally half an hour drive away.
Yeah, they stole the
Vancouver.
name here in Canada.
Well, Lord Halifax
there a
is the reason
Birmingham
we
in
called our
USA as
city
well?
Halifax, you jokers. But our city's more famous than yours. Mhm.
But the funny thing is, Vancouver might be the 4th biggest city in Canada. And
Third.
this is what's weird. Yeah. I lived in a city that's bigger than Vancouver.
So it's Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary. That's the breakdown. Vancouver's currently sitting at about a 3 million population for the whole city and on surrounding areas. Montreal's about 4.5
Yeah.
these days, and Toronto's like I think 6 million now.
I live in a town of about 80,000.
I grew up in a
That's
town
like
of
an
2,000.
average. That's an average
Nice.
big city in America.
Yes, we all know everything's bigger in America, including your ecos.
Well, that's not the only thing that's bigger.
Hey, no, I was going to say, except
Wait,
for that.
wait. He's only 4 hours away from me. I love America. You're the best. Yay. USA. You're number one. Yeah, don't know what the
Don't
fucking
steal my
contest
wall,
is, but
please.
you're
Don't steal my
number one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I live in the second biggest city in the British Isles. And don't let Iman tell you otherwise.
No. It is. Manchester's third.
No, Manchester's barely even in the top 10.
Is it? No, don't you lie.
No, it's
Manchester's
Liverpool
so
third.
many outer districts. Greater Manchester.
Liverpool third.
Greater Manchester is a conurbation, and if you take Greater Manchester, you have to take Birmingham, for example, as the West Midlands. It's the same sort of derivation. The city of
That's
Manchester
not true because Manchester's in the northwest.
No,
Yeah.
but
Liverpool.
the city of Manchester itself is only about 400,000 people. Leeds,
DK,
Bradford,
don't you love it when
Liverpool,
mom and
all
dad
bigger.
fight?
Bristol's bigger. I think Leicester's bigger.
Liverpool's
Right,
third.
this is
isn't it,
how
John?
British people fight, right? We talk politely, we raise
Yes.
our voices, then we get our shanks out.
Exactly. And then it's, let's do it. Oh, and then it's off to the races.
Liverpool's
Go on,
third, isn't
then.
it, John?
I'll have you, mate.
I'm not sure. I think Glasgow's the third in the British Isles.
Mm.
Oh, right, we're including Scotland. Yeah, okay, it's not Manchester then. I thought we were talking about England for some reason.
I said British Isles, and Glasgow's the
Yes,
third.
I don't know
British
why.
Isles.
There's no country apart from England. I don't know what you guys are on about.
Are you shitting on the Glaswegians there, boyo? Oh,
No, I'm just channeling my inner Genghis Khan.
Good beating you come up your side, you fucking know it.
Bear, have you been watching Billy Connolly videos again?
I got to hang out with some Glaswegians and some people from Edinburgh, and it was hilarious. Like, it's like, how are you
Oh,
both from the same country?
Edinburgh? What the hell? It's
Right.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. There we go. Why pronounce letters? Edinburgh.
I was going to say Wales and Scotland have got the best views in the whole of the British Isles.
I think Ireland
yes.
would disagree.
Oh, Ireland's pretty as well.
No. Edinburgh has some of the best views I've ever seen. I'm not even lying.
Have you been to Ireland?
Ireland?
Well, I
No,
do want
I'd
to
like
see the Causeway at some point.
I've been to Giant's Causeway. It's lovely. Been to that, yeah.
I do want to see
Never
the
forget.
Causeway at some point.
The British
Scotland
Isles
didn't
is
look enough like Scotland. They had to shoot Braveheart in Ireland.
for people in chat. There is a geographical term. Officially, the British Isles is a physical description of all the islands around Great Britain, including Ireland. Includes Ireland, the whole of Ireland. The British Isles does.
And it includes Jersey and Guernsey, Isle of Man,
No,
Isle of Wight as well,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
my mother's family was from Guernsey, and my father's family was from Jersey. I literally grew up hearing arguments about fucking cattle.
Right.
Wow.
This is one. Daniel, first. You
How
attempt
did?
this.
Sorry, wait. How did you
Dan-
get to Canada?
What's these things called
British.
airplanes?
No. But like,
Daniel,
how
what
did your
Daniel-
parents meet, and then what made them decide to go to Canada, sort of thing? Like, they're from these tiny little islands with
Yeah,
their
man,
own
Daniel
little
has to
economies.
pronounce something. Be quiet.
Daniel
for a
has to
second.
pronounce this.
What?
What
It's
Brian's
on screen.
saying here. Daniel, pronounce that.
What are you saying?
Pronounce the word that Brian James has typed on the screen, sir.
Greenwich?
There.
Greenwich.
Good effort.
Bear knows it.
Everyone knows Greenwich Mean Time. Come on.
Greenwich.
Greenwich.
It's Greenwich. It's
Yeah.
Greenwich.
There's a place in America called Greenwich Village, and the people there call it Greenwich, so I think people would know, right?
It's Greenwich.
Have you met a lot of Americans?
No, I
Yeah.
guess maybe.
Get to know them. They don't know very much about anything that isn't them, as a general.
Oh
Now,
no,
you get lucky in the RPG community because the people in the RPG community tend to branch out more with their knowledge.
we are very egotistical.
Yeah, but who says people from the UK aren't?
Dude, I had a cousin who worked as a border guard at the Canadian border, and he would have people drive up from the southern states in July with skis on the top of their car going, "We're going skiing up near Montreal." It's like, it's fucking 40 degrees. Like, what are you talking about? You're going you know?
They just assume that it's constantly snow-capped.
Exactly.
No,
Now, to answer your question, my grandfather on my father's side was from Jersey. My grandfather on my great grandfather on my mother's side was from Guernsey. So my great grandfather came to Canada, very young man, and started his family here and was in lumber. My grandfather, at the age of 8, I think it was pulled out of grade 3 because it was the early 20th century, and his father went, "That's enough learning for you." Took him to the woods and said, "You're going to be a lumberjack." And he went, "Fuck this, I hate this," and became a cobbler instead, and was considered one of the best cobblers in the entire region. My grandfather his parents died young, and he was adopted by an aunt and uncle who lived in the UK. He moved there, wound up working for a company that transferred him to Canada, met my grandmother, and off they went. I'm adopted, which is really funny. So every fucking picture of my family that I'm in, I look like a home invader. Because they're all like 5'3", 5'4". I'm 6'3". You know, they all have like brown and blonde hair. I'm a ginger. You know, it's insane.
Right.
You're like the
Here's
one
a
who drew
British,
the long straw.
here's a British village that I drove through while I was on holiday during the summer. I'd like you all to attempt to pronounce this.
Oh,
Well, it
This-
looks like it should be pronounced Wolfartisworthy, but given it's you guys, Titchenville. That's what I'm going to go with. I don't fucking know.
I wonder if the Brits know. I wonder if the Brits know how to pronounce this. Any ideas?
I can't say I do, mate. I can't say I do. And I know the place. I've never said it out loud, so I actually don't know how you say it.
Joker, any idea how you'd say this? No. It's Woolsery.
Yeah, of course
What?
it is.
Woolsery.
How? You just skip all these letters?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Has anyone seen the word Worcester or
Whereabouts
Worcestershire?
is it,
How
John?
many letters do you
Devon.
skip on that word?
Devon.
Oh my God, he's not kidding. Listen. Woolsery in Devon. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, who hurt
What?
you?
It's not him.
Who hurt you as a
It's the weather.
language? Who hurt your language so badly? Worcester is the weirdest one. Worcester is just weird.
I actually think that
There we
Wolseley
go,
one is so
Michigan.
much worse. All my days.
I would pronounce that Greston. Greston. How close am I?
Grouston.
Groyston.
Grouston.
Grouston.
I would put that A with the little
Grouston.
circle. Is Grouston?
Groston? I have no idea.
Is that a U or an A? I should put my
It's an A.
glasses on.
It's an A. It's an A with a
It's
circle
an
of it.
A with a little, yeah.
I should find my
Groston, I'm going to go with. I don't think that's right, though.
I got it! Yay! My Scandi blood told true.
G?
Senegal,
Charleston.
Michigan, the one on
Okay.
Ah. Yay! What do I win? Do I not get invaded when you guys hit the long ships? Is that my prize?
Sorry.
No, that's everybody in the British Isles, Brian. Everybody.
Oh,
You
the
should-
Welsh are a fucking treat with their fucking writing. Oy.
John, do you want to do your magic trick with that word?
What?
Land PG?
What? This one? I just the famous place in Anglesey.
I know where Halakar
Yes.
is now, by the way. Based on all those places Halakar typed, I know exactly where he is. Yeah, I have a friend who can pronounce that. She's really good.
What?
That is a village on the island of Anglesey.
All right, I want to know what drunk SOB.
They did it on purpose. Like it's a complete bullshit myth. They wanted to have the longest town name in the world, so they went and they did it on purpose. It wasn't like
It's a lovely
this is an
place in
ancient
Wales.
Welsh
Well,
name or
well,
something.
Gingweg Gog Turner Bob.
you take a
Don't
lie
worry, it's
down?
like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It sounds like me at 3 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yes.
Hang on. Here we go.
Daniel, when he's had one too many JD and Cokes.
Here you go. You listening? Let's see if we can pick it up.
No.
Well, that's what the internet says.
Well, John pronounced it perfectly, so.
Say it, John.
I
I don't believe you.
No, he's right. He's right. He's not. I promise.
Did you
Hang
just
on.
grow up?
I got a Welsh person here on the internet who's going to pronounce it. Let's see what they say. No, I'm not. I
Go on,
couldn't be
then.
arsed. I couldn't do that. I don't give a fuck enough about Wales to do that.
John literally pronounced it as well as the Welsh weather presenter that I heard say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Welsh aren't renowned for their what's the word I'm looking for? Diction.
Wow.
When it comes to that, I'll trust him.
Yeah, no. They're made up bullshit. Absolutely, I'm sure they pronounce it perfectly, but still.
Oh, when they talk their own
Technically, all
language,
words
like,
are made
they're
up,
10
so-
times quicker than normal.
You know what I love about England more than anything else is how you steal everything from the places around you in the British Isles that you fucking hate, and then you make it part of your fucking legend. It's amazing. It's absolutely astounding how good you guys are at that.
That's so funny.
Look at John Happy.
It's-
Like,
No, but you know what? It's a skill. It's a skill, isn't it? To
The
be
thing
able
is-
to pass something off as your own when it's clearly not.
dude,
Like, yeah,
another
our
100
national
years,
dish is curry. Where'd
Yeah.
that come from?
another 100 years, kebab is going to be British food, like 100%. Like when you look in a book, like British treats kebab with curry, like, you know what I mean? Like they're fucking insane.
Yeah.
Hello, TN Tori. TN Tori, by the way, guys,
Weirdly.
is a new YouTuber that she's just started her
Sorry.
channel. She's getting into the RPG stuff. So everybody go look up her channel on YouTube and please subscribe to it because it deserves some attention. Okay, I'm good. Thanks.
I was just going to say,
That's the
the
origin
French
of
were
Holocaust,
actually
mate.
the first people to use salt and pepper in conjunction with each other in cuisine.
Were they?
Why would you
Yeah,
give
in,
the French
like, the
credit for
late-
anything?
It's the only thing I can give them credit for.
Well,
Have to be nice to
half
everyone
the language
somehow.
you speak comes from them, so you know, think about that.
I don't know about half. English is closer to German than it is to French.
The amount of French that is hidden in English as a French speaker, I can tell you right now, is astounding. You guys,
Oh,
use
yeah, no,
in
I know,
English,
I know.
there are French words in English that the French no longer use.
There we go. TN Tori, you're up to 20 subscribers. I just checked. But,
Nice
you're
work,
probably
guys.
21,
Keep it
22
going.
now.
Get
There
her
we
up
go.
there.
There we go. There we go.
She
Right.
took a big
What's her
step
name?
the other night on Game Master's first live stream, and she came and hung out with us for a couple of hours talking to a bunch of nerds, and then she got inspired to go start her own channel. So let's keep her going.
Nice.
Let's keep her in the community.
Awesome.
guys.
Awesome.
Right.
Glad to hear
Shall we
it.
go back to games? Shall we go back
Nah,
to games?
fuck it. We're gone.
Yes. Exclamation mark Saxius, please.
Saxius! Why aren't you here keeping us on track, you fuck?
Hey, we were going to talk about the Q series, weren't we?
What was her channel?
Hey, Victor.
We were gonna talk
Saxius
about
is
the Q
using the
series, one
Saxius
of the
voice.
biggest, greatest comedians.
What was that? Sorry, Joker. I missed that. Sorry.
We're going to talk about the Q series, one of the best comedians ever.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but yes, let's do that because I'm afraid of your accent.
Ah. No, it was a series back in the day when public correctness was very much allowed in free speech, and he was good old Spike Milligan. The master of the
Spike
goons.
Milligan. Spike Milligan was fantastic.
Mm.
Spike Milligan was very funny.
Oh, Q is in the TV show, the
Yeah.
quiz show Q. I love that fucking show, man. I love British panel comedy shows like that. They're the best. They're like seriously.
Oh no, this is going back in what 70s and early 80s. Spike Milligan had his own series called the Q series, not QI.
QI, nice.
Is,
I
that,
got
is it
into,
basically the same thing as QI, but before QI?
Okay. Well, during COVID, I really got into 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown or whatever it is, and I fucking loved that show. Like I love that show.
Sean
And
Locke.
May Sean
That is a quality show. Good choice, Bear.
Oh,
Quality show.
The whole world misses Sean. It really does.
It's a challenging wank.
Yes,
Still the
possibly the
best
greatest
line.
line in the possibly the
You-
greatest line in the history of panel shows.
History of British television, sir. History of British television.
And Carrot in a Box was a great, hugely entertaining as well. That was just genius. But yes, if you've never checked out Sean Locke,
Thank you, Victor. Merry Christmas to you as well, sir, and enjoy your phone call.
Right, I'm going to talk any gaming. I mean, I want to.
All right, so I'm thinking about running a D&D in the new year,
Okay.
but I haven't decided which D&D I'm going to run.
Okay.
And there's a part of me that is so annoyed by the OSR community, I think I might run 5e just to be a fucking curmudgeon. Or, even better, wait for the new version to come out and run that.
The question is, do you want to enjoy your game or not?
Oh, I like 5e
Well-
just fine.
You do.
I'm not a snob, John.
I've tried it though. I mean, I tried to fix it.
There's
I
a
really tried to fix it.
fantastic there's a really good core engine in 5e. I just don't like the expansions they did to it, and some of the execution I disagree with. But overall, I quite enjoy 5e.
It's okay up to about level 5, and then it just dies.
Yeah, but I don't run games that go past level 5, sir.
Well, then you're okay. Just run the core. Forget all the add-on books and just keep to low levels, and you're okay. It's just when it gets to 5th or 6th level, it just starts to go. Nah. When you get to 8th, 9th, 10th level, no, thank you at all. But first, second, third, fourth levels, fine, absolutely fine.
Merry Christmas, Victor. Sorry, just replying to the message.
There's some 5e support in chat. So you're not going to try that. Not going to try 4e then, Bear.
I played 4e. I've run 4e. I like 4e quite a lot, actually. Oh! What? You're not a snob? Oh, you have to go.
Why do you sound disappointed by that?
Seriously.
I thought he got taste for a moment.
Listen, okay, let me ask you a question. Now, this is an honest question. What's wrong with 4e? Please explain it to me. And don't be a snot. Be legit. What is wrong with 4e?
Legitimately. Okay.
Yeah.
This was my problem with 4e is firstly, it expects play on a board. It's very, very tactical.
We didn't. We played it without a board.
You played it Theatre of the Mind?
Yep.
Okay.
How far am I from him? About 10 feet. Okay, I'm going to move to 5 feet. Okay, cool.
Okay.
It was zero effort.
The whole every combat, every short rest, all that sort of stuff, those sort of mechanics made it feel very, very computer game-ish.
You say so.
And there was...
In a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way.
Okay.
Also, there was a real lack of distinction in terms of the flavor of the classes. You had your descriptions, your striker, defender, whatever they were. That made it feel more computer gameish. It took it away from the feeling of it being D&D. If they'd have packaged it up as being D&D strategy or a D&D genre strategy game, I think it would have been fine. Because it was an iteration of D&D that just took it so far away.
Okay.
Massive hit point bloat.
Yes, that we can agree on.
Combat took ages.
If you're going to run 4e, you have to have all the monsters' hit points and double all the players' damage. You have to. Otherwise, the game takes forever. That I will agree with you on.
Yeah.
But
And the biggest problem...
One thing I was going to say, wanting to play it on the board, I think you're more influenced with Warhammer more than computer games.
I found that when I've played the mechanics felt computer gamey, but it felt more like a RPG chess type game.
Yeah.
And for me, I like combat to be over fairly quickly. And when people criticize it for saying it wasn't a good role-playing game, I think that was mainly because in a 3-hour session, you could expect to spend 2/3, 3/4 of the time in a big fight in 4th edition. In fact, the rules really sort of it was built around that.
This is the thing. 4e was what you chose to run it as, right?
But that's what the mechanics led themselves towards.
If you wanted to run it as endless combats, you could do that. And you're the GM. You have all the power at that table to cut things short, reduce hit point numbers, do all those things you need to do, like any version of D&D. So here's where I feel a lot of people are ultimately, not all, because many played it and didn't like it, and those people I have no issue with. But there's a lot of people who shit on 4e who never even played it. It's the cool thing to do.
I played an online simulation of it for a short while, and then I played one session of the game itself. I did play a short campaign of 13th Age.
It's very good 13th Age.
13th Age to me was what 4e should have been.
So I know you don't know.
It was more flavorful. It was more flavorful. It played more smoothly.
I know you don't like sci-fi.
No.
WotC released a game called Star Wars Saga Edition. Okay, right around after their third edition, they moved into what they called Saga Edition. We all believed them when they told us this was the pilot for fourth edition D&D. When fourth edition D&D came out, it was not the Saga version of D&D of Star Wars as D&D. It was what they created as Saga as fourth edition. 13th Age followed true on the original Saga Star Wars into a fantasy game, and therefore
Right.
you are right. Probably, in my humble opinion, one of the best versions of D&D is anyone who took the Saga rules from Star Wars and turned it into a fantasy game. So you've got 13th Age, there's two fan versions, one of them called Fantasy Concepts, which you can find online. It was very good for that. And then there's some D&D Saga hacks people have put up. It is a fantastic system for D&D. It's actually probably the best system for D&D at the end of the day. But I don't hate 4E. I've run 4E. I've played 4E. I don't hate it. I don't really hate any version of D&D.
They've done D&D books based on aliens as well, and I think now, haven't they, and whatnot?
No, that's Free League. That's the alien role-playing game from Free League. I have it all on my shelf behind.
I mean, it's. I mean, Joker's very new to this hobby. There are tons and tons of role-playing games out there, Joker. Tons and tons and tons. You could never read your way through all the role-playing material.
Oh no, I know. It's just what I see on some of the shelves.
Yeah.
When I was going to an
know.
open day in university, that was the only time I've ever played a tabletop game before talking to you guys. It was one game of Warhammer 40k.
No.
I won. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
But let's say the thing with that 13th Age game, it was also the reason the DM used 13th Age is he wanted to run some Dark Sun. And 13th Age allowed us to play Dark Sun with a bit more natural robustness of characters, but still play with the feel of it, and it worked pretty well. It ported across very well.
It's very good, 13th Age. It's a very good version of D&D. There's some stuff about 13th Age that I don't care for, but that's a me thing, right? Like that's a taste thing. But overall, it's pretty good. Yes, I've played Genesis as Star Wars Edge of the Empire, and you want to make me not play a game, introduce custom funky dice, and I will immediately just be like, no, I'm good, thanks. And just bow out. I can't stand games that have proprietary dice. They drive me up the wall. Also, there's this weird thing that happens in that system where you can get a critical failure, a critical success, but no successes or failures in between. And it's like, how do I narrate that? It's so
yeah. I can imagine.
So something I'll be running and I'm playing and hopefully running a bit of in 2024 is The One Ring. I know Nestorian doesn't like The One Ring. He's already told me. But Bear, I think are you a fan of The One Ring?
I've never read it. I was given all the PDFs by basically Free League gave me everything they produced to review, and we've been slowly going through it all. I've never actually read it. I hear great things about it, but I did play Adventures in Middle Earth, which was the precursor and probably the best version of 5e I ever saw was Adventures in Middle Earth. It was fantastic, but there's a lot of caveat and stuff that as a DM, I'm just not prepared to put that much work into it, like giving them a map of the entire region so they can plot out their journey. Oh, Jesus, that's work. I'm not doing that. Like going and doing regional maps. No, thanks. Too much. Too much.
I think if you've got a world which is supposed to be fairly familiar, having them work from a map isn't too bad, as long as you've got enough surprises in there. I mean, when you run online, you run entirely Theatre of the Mind, don't you? You don't use it. So
I was using mapping for a while, and I've gotten really tired of it, and I prefer Theatre of the Mind. It's just more fun, plays faster.
Yes, I think so. And I did I've been running my MERP game, Middle Earth role playing, for anyone in chat who doesn't know it. Quite a crunchy game if you play it, rules as written. And I was making maps, and I'm still going to make maps for it. But Saturday session, I attempted to run a combat Theatre of the Mind, Right? The intention was it would be 3 player characters trying to ambush one lone orc. The party, I then had 3 players join the session late and bring in their characters. So we suddenly swelled up to 6 player characters. Then they decided they were going to bring 20 local villagers along with them and tried to rush the encampment, which contained 5 orcs. And I'm there thinking, how the hell am I even going to start this? Even Theatre of the Mind. 6 player characters, 20 militia, 5 orcs, and thankfully, one of the
You did rather well.
I did my best. Thankfully, one of the player characters tried to rally all the troops for a big charge to try and force the orcs to flee. They didn't want to fight; they wanted to force the orcs to flee through overwhelming numbers. He proceeded to roll. You know how the exploding dice work in MERP?
Yeah.
He proceeded to roll a fumble on his leadership and influence check. Then he rolled a 97, so it exploded further downwards. Then he rolled a 96, so it exploded further downwards. Then he rolled another 50 odd. He's got a final total of about minus 240 on that.
So they
check.
turned and immediately killed him as a witch.
No, all of the militia realized that they were going up against orcs. They'd never fought anything in their lives before. They dropped their pitchforks and they ran.
There you go.
Which immediately made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I hate those critical tables so much.
I
And
like them.
I can't stand. They slow the game to a crawl. Like it's just. Ugh. I
Have
get
them
why they
printed
were
out in
there.
front of you.
but-
Have them printed out in front of you. When running online, you're having them printed
Doesn't
out.
matter. It doesn't matter if you have them printed. I've had them in front of me. I've had the Roll20 set up to tell you what they do. I've seen Fantasy Ground set up to tell you what it does when you roll it. It is slow and it bogs the game to shit. And then something happens that really annoyed the fuck out of me in one of my games. That was the final straw for me. The character was shooting an arrow at one of the guys threatening his friend. He got an amazing shot and then rolled a shit critical. So this amazing, maximum he could get on a shot critical, and he rolls like a shitty number and gets like a minor fucking flesh wound on the guy. It's like, well, that was anticlimactic. You know what I mean? It just didn't interest me. It's. I love everything about that system. I love Against the Dark Master, except those fucking tables. I hate the combat system.
I quite like it. I do quite like it.
Sax, you and I are like seriously sometimes very, very simpatico on the way we think as DMs. It's terrifying.
No, I'm enjoying that MERP campaign because it's become a very sort of politics of Cardaland in the mid-Third Age as it's collapsing.
I would only ever run a Fourth Age game if I was going to run something in Middle Earth. I would take the Fourth Age idea and run with it. The idea of the resurgence of darkness coming out of the East.
Mid-Third Age, you've got the Necromancer suddenly starting to bubble away in Mirkwood. And the Cardaland has disintegrated and collapsed because of the plague. And there's a lot of banditry, a lot of orc raids because they haven't got a cohesive army, and they've got various Dunedain princes who hate each other. Yeah, so it's quite good.
I prefer the Fourth Age because it's unwritten, therefore I can do whatever I want.
Tolkien didn't write much about the mid-Third Age either, did he?
No, exactly. But the problem is you have all that history there. So for me, with my Fourth Age game, I have this whole thing I would still want to run where there's a new shadow coming. No one knows what's going on. Weird rumors are coming down. And then out of the south, out of the Haradrim, you have this prince showing up with a seal or a symbol of a spider saying, this is a new cult that is taking root in my lands. And I've come north to seek help to oust it. And basically it's Ungoliath or Shelob, take your pick. But it's one of the great spiders now basically trying to create themselves as the new Dark Lord of the world.
That's cool.
And it's fun, and players get to have a good time with it because they're not hampered by history. They get to do what they want. They get to be Aragorn. They get to be Frodo. They get to be the stars. You know what I mean? So it's way more fun for them at that point in time.
I think they've got an opportunity to do something like that mid-Third Age, though, because there are very few heroes written about in that time, if any. So there we go. Probably his player characters die so often it's very hard to become a hero.
But I would use the Decipher Lord of the Rings game because I really love that game a lot.
I heard bad things about it.
Yeah, people say, again, people like to talk shit about games that they haven't played, but it's the
I never
internet
played it,
thing.
I never
It's
played
actually a decent game. It's broken. It needs some fixes, and fixes have been done online for it from the fan base. It's the Coda system. They did a great version of Star Trek with it, which you don't care about. But you can actually make it into a very good game, and it plays well and fast. There's some things you got to change to make it go better, but it's a good game. The fucking core rulebook was laid out like a nightmare. Like you're flipping back and forth. It's insane. Bad layout, but that's a good game.
That's like most Middle-earth games, rulebooks. They've generally been all over the place.
Cyberpunk Red is the worst offender. It's laid out like a PDF. It's so bad a book. It's great as a PDF. It's a horrible hardcover. Pretty though.
So, what games have you got coming up in the new year then, Bear?
Oh, well, I've still got my 3 Star Trek campaigns that are going just fine. And then I'm debating running a D&D game at some point. But with Heroic launching in February, though we should have the playtest edition available in January with no art, I'm going to have to start running some Heroic games just to pump up the excitement.
What's Heroic?
It's my superhero game, bah.
I thought you
Something else you have no interest in. It's the old Marvel Superheroes game, but a new version of it with some modernizations and stuff like that.
Ah.
You can find it right now on my drive-through as Mighty Superheroes, but we're going to have the new version, which will be called Heroic as the final version.
I played quite a lot of Marvel Superheroes. Probably not as much as you. I played quite a lot of it.
I ran that thing for over a decade. This is the only game I ran.
I ran it for a couple of years. So.
Yeah. So one of the big things we did was I addressed an issue that a lot of people had with the Marvel game, which was that Aunt May had the same chance of hitting Willie Lumpkin as she did of hitting Spider-Man, right? If they were just standing there and she shot them. So what we did instead was we looked at I looked at the intensity system within it, where you compare the ranks of things to determine pluses and minuses, and then just took a chart that goes from +9 to -9 with 0 in the middle, and that's your color chart. So you take your rank of your attack, you compare it to the defense rank, and then you know if you're going on the plus or minus side of that chart, and then roll for your color result. It works really well. And I've play tested it a lot, and it's a lot of fun. So we're putting up the final edition coming in February. We're going to go to backer kit.
The thing is, Aunt May wouldn't hurt Spider-Man.
Oh, dear God, it's not a role-playing conundrum, sir. It's a mechanics conundrum.
She'd hit him, but she wouldn't hurt him because he's got damage.
If she catches
you need to finish your dinner.
Should hit him with an iron pot because his spider sense will never go off because it's dear old Aunt May.
Yes. But she wouldn't hurt him.
She hated Spider-Man.
So,
Aunt May hated Spider-Man.
She can't hurt him though because of his body armor.
He doesn't have body armor.
Spider-Man does, doesn't he?
Spider-Man does not have body armor, sir. Bullets will kill him. That's why he dodges them.
No. Only when he gets body armor.
Doesn't his suit give him protection?
No, it's cloth.
I thought in the he had
You're thinking of the new stuff where Tony Stark gave him the Iron Spider suit.
I'm just thinking about the Marvel rule book. I thought Spider-Man.
In the Spider-Man
show you.
In the Spider-Man PlayStation 1 series, he has body armor which you have to collect.
It's like the Hulk is resistant to lots of damage.
Yes.
Sort of thing. I thought Spider-Man was resistant to some damage. Oh,
he has increased resistance to damage, but he's not body armor.
No, he doesn't have increased resistance to damage. He's just tough because of his physicality, but he has no body armor. He takes full damage on any hit in Marvel. Until later when they start doing stuff like giving.
No, he takes full damage from hits, but he can take more damage than just an average person. Yeah.
Yes. I will rest
Spider-Man
on Marvel Superheroes favorite, man. That's like
no, fine.
mastery on that fucking game.
In the Spider-Man PlayStation 1 games, there's like
it's a video game.
Yeah, no, but he picks up the body armor, so it's not like a part of his costume, is it?
I could probably run some.
This is my video game. Understand, sir? This is my video game with the greatest processor in the world, my imagination.
Okay. Okay. I might have to run Day of the Octopus on the channel sometime.
Ooh, I'd love to see that.
I mean, no, I'm on Discord. No one. I keep putting out in the Discord for people to play live games, and no one seems interested. Nobody seems interested. Maybe it's the time.
Did you say Day of the Octopus?
Yes.
What is that?
Day of the Octopus.
Starter adventure in the Yellow Box Marvel Basic set.
Okay. I
You
think
don't
I was
know.
confusing it with the game called Day of the Tentacle. That's all.
Hey, Grandma.
No, I'm serious. It's a good
Yeah.
game. It's a really
I
good
know.
game.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. How's your waifu working out for you?
I knew Bear would be the one to make that joke. Fucking hell.
Hey, weeb.
I'm just getting a picture up for people who don't know about it, but just talk amongst yourselves. Please talk.
Okay.
I'll do this.
Actually, I like anime just fine, Iman. I just have way more fun making fun of anime heads because it's fun.
I'm not actually an anime head. The only two that I can really say that I've watched are Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Fair.
Yeah. Still got all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well.
It isn't that I'm disinterested. I'm busy. If I get games dropped or games die off, then I'll pick up some running for the Geeks Discord. There you go.
What's that?
That's what Saxus just said.
It's just it hasn't ever sort of picked up any traction. I think Gingerbeard's the only one who's ever really sort of expressed a continual interest in joining that sort of thing. But this is for people. You play a live game? There you go. That's the RPG.
Ah, good old Fantastic Four. Okay.
Well, it's only one of the Fantastic Four there. It's only the thing.
Yeah, I know.
But those are the four
Wait,
characters.
who's the top left one? Is that Jubilee?
That's Captain Marvel.
That's Captain Marvel, right?
So what you need to do is you remember when all the people were going on about how fucking woke and brilliant it was to make Carol Danvers Captain Marvel, they were literally replacing a black woman who was that character in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well done. You know what I mean? Well done, left.
So they're actually being regressive rather than progressive.
Yes, they are.
And in that group of characters, Captain Marvel is the most powerful.
She's insanely powerful.
Even more powerful than Captain Universe when Spider-Man became that.
And the weakest character by a mile in that group is Captain America.
No, he's not.
He is.
Physically weak, but he would kick the shit out of all three of them.
I think the one that would be easiest to kill would be Spider-Man.
Yep.
I mean, in terms of Marvel superheroes mechanics, though, Captain America is not particularly powerful.
All right, let's danger room that sometime and we'll find out.
Yeah. Go on, give him a hierarchy, Bear.
Nope. We'll decide it with dice and color charts, sir.
I mean, there was, what were their stats like? Captain America, he had amazing fighting. You're gonna get their stats now. The Thing had monstrous strength.
First of all, play the grown-up version of the game. Put your little yellow child version aside.
Okay.
Bear's just flexing on him, like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's
Spider-Man and the Thing would never fight Cap. Monica would never fight Cap.
No.
He would just make a presence attack and be like, stand down, heroes. There's greater things for us to deal with. And they'd be like, "You got it, Cap." So the fight.
We have bigger things to do, like save the world. And by the world, I mean America.
Actually, no. That's not who Captain America is. Captain America has many times stood against America and stood against the president and even turned down his job and got him quit because of the things the government was asking him to do. Captain America believes in the ideal of America, not the execution of America. So he has a fantastic line which he says, when you know you're right and the entire world is telling you you're wrong and move, you hold your ground, you stand against them, you say, no, you move. And that's what makes him the greatest hero.
I respect that.
Superman and Captain America are my two favorite superheroes, and because they're both good.
O'Neill Flynn, I do advertise games and things on my Discord, and there's been a few times I've mentioned the idea of running. I mentioned it as being a possibility for tonight, but no one seemed to be up for it. So I was all ready to run a paranoia game for tonight's stream. Thought that would have been entertaining.
Hey, Halikar, are you in Michigan? Because you were mentioning like Saginaw and Mackinac and all that kind of stuff.
Bear's been sitting on that for like an hour.
Well, because I wanted to ask him. So
He also mentioned
Yes, he is.
Presque Isle, which Presque Isle is in Pennsylvania, and I used to go there like spring, summer, fall, like at least once a month. I actually lived a quarter of a mile from it for about 6 months.
So-
Really good bass fishing in the bay.
isn't Pennsylvania super close to Michigan?
Ohio's in between us.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Halakar mentions those Clio. I'm pronouncing it right now, Clio and Saginaw, because one of the adventures in this book, I reviewed it and pronounced both those city names completely wrongly. so there we go.
There we go, Michigan.
Michigan. Of course, the best adventure ever written for Call of Cthulhu. That one is based in Clio in Michigan.
Which one is that?
Forget Me Not. I've run it twice on the channel now. And if I run it again, it has to be with new people who've never played it before, of which there are a few. Which Joker is giving the thumbs up? Daniel, you've never played that one, have you? And
What's
Iran,
that?
you've not played it.
I've not played
As
it.
you
I'd be
gave me a
down for it,
run through,
definitely.
as you gave me a synopsis of the whole book of chapters. Was that book?
Yeah, I didn't tell you what happens in that adventure, though, did I?
No, no. The synopsis at the beginning. Let's see what happens when we play it. But yeah, they are all interesting.
Yeah. There's some good adventures in that book. Things We Leave Behind. It's a great source book for Call of Cthulhu. All modern day adventures, all set in the current, which is unusual.
Do you get to ask?
You know what confuses me, John? I just have to say,
his pronouns.
we've managed to finish House of Hell, but not Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which is so much easier.
Yeah, because Warlock of Firetop Mountain has that annoying maze which takes ages. It's just frustrating.
Well, hopefully, next time you run it, if people listen to me, we might be able to do it.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work as well on a stream. That's the problem with Warlock.
No, I know. But imagine you've actually got through what a lot of people say is the hardest book in the series, or at least in the first 10 books, and then you haven't got through the first one somehow because stream.
It's partly due to the fact that you knew we played it lots of times and you knew the ending, so you helped guide people.
Yeah, it's because I've been through it so many times doing all the wrong thing that I remember the right thing so vividly.
Yes.
I need you as a marriage counselor.
I don't think one actually exists. Otherwise, we'd all be happy by now.
That's notoriously one of the things I don't give people advice on because I'm not married, so how the fuck can I give advice? I don't even have a girlfriend. I'm like the worst person to ask.
You think I ought to be a good one? John knows the story behind that.
I have plenty of Dan's stories tucked in my mind that you've told me, Dan. Plenty of your stories.
Been there, done it twice. I prefer to keep my money now.
I can tell you what not. One thing you do not do. When your wife comes home and says, honey, I'm sorry, and then you say, what did you do? And she says, I hit a deer. The first thing you say should not be, how bad did you screw up my car? You're supposed to say, are you okay?
How was the deer?
Oh.
Was the deer all right?
That's what I'd have asked. That's British humour for you.
So then 4 months later, when we got divorced, I got the car she screwed up. So, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, DK,
Yeah.
Why do divorces cost so much?
Because you're getting fucked for the screwing you got.
Because they're worth it.
Well, at least I kept my stereo system and my guns.
Daniel, I've said this to you before. Don't ever change.
Wow. I got
Right,
my
chat.
tunes and my bullets. I'm good.
Right. Chat. What games are you playing in the new year? What's going to be in Santa's sack for you on Christmas morning?
Every time you say sack, it sounds dirty.
It's meant to. It's meant to, Bear.
Only Bear sack.
Santa's sack. Yes.
Well, it'll be a white Christmas. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no, I gotta be racist, don't ya?
Kabuki Kids getting a video. Kabuki Kids getting a video game. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, nice! I want to play that still.
So based on what you just said, Iman, if we were just trying to blacklight in your shed, it would look like a Jackson Pollock painting. Is that it?
Oh my god!
Sorry, does that not translate across the Atlantic?
No. I know what Jackson Pollock painting is.
That was funny.
The latest Gygax offering from Halakar. You did mention that earlier in the stream. I've resisted going anywhere near looking at because I don't want to spend any more money. But let us know what that's like. I've got absolutely no idea about it. So I know I'd be tempted to spend money that I don't have, or that I'm meant to be saving. For me, I've got two things to save up for in the new year.
I bet one of them is Claricon.
One of them is Claricon, indeed.
Did you get your new gearbox or whatever it was?
Yeah, the car's sorted.
Okay, so it's not that. I don't know what it is then.
Well, there's UK Games Expo as well.
Okay, yeah.
Beginning of June.
I've never actually been to any of these like conventions, but I think there was a year where I was going to go to Comic Con, but then me and my girlfriend broke up, and she was going to go, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck that."
Well, you and her new boyfriend could have gone together.
That's by a man who has
your wallet.
Was that Joker?
Considering her new boyfriend was from fucking
UK
Sweden
Game
or some
Expo
shit.
is a quick way of emptying your wallet.
UK Games Expo is a very good way of emptying your wallet. Yes. O'Neill Flynn, I need to get a passport for Claricon as well. That's one of the things planned for New Year. But before that, there is UK Games. I met Gingerbeard there last year. I'm hoping some more Brits come with us this year.
If I can save up some money and get down there, I'll do it.
Yeah,
nice
Gene said
it is on me and John's doorstep.
It is, yes.
Where is the UK Games Expo?
Birmingham, the second biggest city in the British Isles.
Exactly.
It's in Birmingham, is it? All right then.
Yeah, it's right by Birmingham Airport. But
literally.
So I met Gingerbeard there last year. And this year, hopefully meeting up with Gene there as well. Saxius, you need to come this year if you're still watching. Saxius, get yourself to the UK Games Expo this year. Iman, you need to come down as well. Yeah. Joker.
That's right.
I think you should come along and have a game with the chaps.
Indeed, I will.
Yes.
You go for 2 days, or you go for 3 days, or do you book your day off so you got all 3 days?
I go Friday, Saturday. I don't bother with the Sunday.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. That's what I went this year.
Sunday the best day though to go shopping at these conventions because that's when they want to just sell shit and get rid of it.
On Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, my Sunday's typically quite busy though. I'm unlikely to be able to get a Sunday off. What I normally do, so and it would cost.
The tickets on sale, yeah, or is that in January?
It'd be January-ish.
I'm assuming
yes,
it's slightly cheaper per day if you get like a 2 or 3 day ticket, right?
it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I work on a Sunday evening, and if I'm not working during the day, then I'll tend to go and watch my kids play football. And the problem is, if I cancel my evening work, it'll end up costing me more than the 3-day ticket to go to it. So I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Costs too much. It's the second largest British island. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's not a British Isle, but it's part of the British Isles. There's a difference. There is a difference.
Yeah. So England, Wales, and Scotland is one of the isles. Ireland is another isle attached to Northern Ireland, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got all the little ones dotted about.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them aren't that little.
Did you know the Isle of Man got their own currency?
Yeah. And their own
Yeah,
parliament.
it's weird, man.
And they're not part of the United Kingdom. They're part of the
Yeah.
British Isles, but not part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's so
They also have
fucking
cats
weird,
with
man.
no tails.
Yes.
I love their
What?
motorcycle race that they have.
Oh, the Isle of Man
TT
TT. is
races.
magnificent.
Those guys are nuts.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's,
I didn't own a car until I was 25. So from the time I was 16 till I was 25, my motorcycle was on the road every day of the year. Middle of January in ice storms, I was on my motorcycle. And watching those guys on, oh man, those guys are insane.
They are. Baron G Rock Games Workshop tends to run sort of Warhammer tournaments, things like that. I don't see much of their stuff in the main hall, but I don't pay attention to that sort of thing. I was heading more towards Free League and Chaosium stands when I was there. Spent enough on those instead. But hey ho.
Yeah, Games Workshop's where I had my only experience of Warhammer 40k. Wasn't bad, just wasn't my thing.
Was there an odd odor in the shop?
It smelled like paint.
Because
They had all those little figurines and guys were painting them.
oh right, okay. Did
I
that
think
overpower
the
the
guys who painted them smelled.
the smell of the paint is overpowering.
Whenever John makes a joke, just think about the meanest thing it could possibly mean, and that's probably what he was thinking. John, you're a bully, sir. A bully. I won't stand for it. Where's ClareCon? It's in Canada, sir. It's just west of Toronto. It's run by Dungeon Minister, another great channel you should all subscribe to.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Nerd says that Games Workshop is the only local game store near that doesn't reek of non-sharing. So the Warhammer fans have discovered water and shower gel.
Well, what makes it even funnier was the one that I went to was in Newcastle. So you'd think out of all of them, it would be that one, but it didn't smell.
It
Are
didn't.
Jordy stinky?
I promise it didn't. Or
Are
maybe
they
it's because my
renowned?
smell was masking it.
Are Geordies renowned for being unbathed? Is that it?
I wouldn't
And they
say
just
it's
hang
that.
around
It's
in
not-
bars 24/7.
Yeah,
Punch ups.
They're renowned for drinking and fighting.
they're just that rough and ready sort of type, you know.
Yeah, they're British Scots. I know.
Sitting down and playing games is not.
Yeah, you could
not the
say
northern-
Geordie is like British Scots and Scouse is like British Irish.
See, Straw Piglet knows. I'm a puppy dog.
Yeah, sure you are, John. You're an untrained, unhousebroken puppy dog, but yes.
Well, I was going to say he's a puppy dog who turns away when there's a horror movie on.
Oh.
What? You're not saying your dog gets scared and jump behind the sofa?
Well, no,
Yes.
John doesn't like horror movies either.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was so funny.
I'm a wuss. I'll read and I'll play horror at the most grotesque and grim level, but I won't watch blood.
Yeah, so it's the
No.
gore aspect that you don't like,
The
right?
gore,
Not the
yeah.
actual horror.
It's
Yeah.
it's the visual. It's the visual stuff I don't like. I don't mind describing it, but it's the visual I don't like. See what this hat does.
And this is why this is why you haven't watched Carrie.
That's exactly why I haven't watched Carrie. No.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
the
people- yes,
infamous
you get
bucket scene.
Sissy Spacek prom night.
Saw, any of the Saw movies.
I haven't watched any of those.
I can't watch them. I can't. I just
There was one, I can't remember which one it was. It might have been at the time what was called the final chapter, where someone gets hung, drawn, and quartered, and I was just like, "What
wow.
the?" Yeah,
The
That happened in Braveheart.
Auto 3D.
That happened in
hospital.
Braveheart. Hung drawn quarter.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but this was done with a mechanical saw blade instead of horses.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ew, indeed.
yeah, it's bad. It was bad. Like, I don't mind horror, but even I went,
Bear, you've got a hardened stomach, haven't you, to all this sort of stuff?
I'm sorry, what?
You've got a hardened stomach to all this sort of stuff, I believe.
Yeah, I've washed other human beings' blood out of my own shirt, so I'm not squeamish.
That's funny because I used to clean maternity, the emergency room, and the morgue at the local hospital in Warren. I would actually be ordering pizza while I was wiping blood off of the phone in the morgue. People are like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You want something from Pizza Hut?" They're like, "Huh?"
people are just thinking you're probably a psychopath.
But I'm terrified of needles.
This guy sees blood and he thinks of pizza. What the hell is wrong with him?
It's a really weird thing you can do where you just basically disassociate.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. You have to, otherwise you go crazy.
Yep.
Well, yeah, in certain, lines of work, you would have to, 100%.
Yeah.
And enough said about that. Before I start having some PTSD here.
Yes, people in chat, they're talking about horror films now.
But there's between horror and gore, and that's the thing people
Yes,
often
yeah.
mistake the two. Gore, I don't like gore films. They're lazy. They're oh, look at that guts, whoopee doo. I like horror where it gets into your brain and makes you go like, what the fuck? That's the
Psychological horror, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes you at night.
Have you
You
seen
blank it up
13
to here,
Ghosts?
you know.
The stuff
that,
that makes
Joe?
me sit on the edge of my seat thinking, what's going to happen next?
What was that, Joker?
Have you seen 13 Ghosts, Bear?
Of course,
Oh, that's
both versions.
awesome. I love that movie.
And I
Interesting.
think the other one's Mirrors
Mirrors?
by Kiefer
I
Sullivan.
don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a new one for me.
House on Haunted Hill is okay.
The problem with the Netflix for that was once I noticed ghosts in the backgrounds of scenes, I was paying less attention to what was happening in front of me every scene. I was just looking for ghosts in the background all the
Yeah.
time, you know?
All right,
Hmm.
John, I just thought of a suggestion for you. It's you can call it a horror film maybe, but it's actually more of a comedy take on horror films.
Carry
Nice.
on screaming.
It's called Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I don't know if
Tucker
you've
and
seen
Dale
it.
versus Evil is fucking hilarious.
Thank you. Yes, I got a recommendation from Bear. Yes.
It's fucking
Yeah, if you don't like gore, but you can sort of put up with it if it's
Can you
really
put up with
fucking
comedy
funny,
gore,
that's what you
John?
want to watch.
Not really, no.
No, then you don't want to watch
It's
it. 'cause
so good.
there's
It's
wood
so
chipper
good.
tips in that one, man.
I had to
Young
pause it because I couldn't
Frankenstein's probably
breathe.
John's limit.
I genuinely had to pause the movie because I couldn't breathe at that point.
For
Why
violence,
are these teenagers all killing themselves?
my limit is films like Tombstone, Shawshank Redemption, Lord of the Rings, that sort of thing. That's my limit.
What a little girl you are. Do you have to wear a Girl Scout costume around the house? Like,
Yes.
well,
Yeah, well,
my
that's what
And the
God.
Green Mile.
Yeah, that's why you can only see his head.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Have any of you ever seen his wife? By the way, he talks about this family he has, but we've never seen them, have we?
Have you seen Green
Yeah.
Mile as well, John?
You have. No.
You might like Green Mile.
Wait, hang on. I always get confused between Green Mile and 8 Mile.
8 Mile is the rap movie. Green Mile's the prison movie with the magic
Got
guy.
it. Yeah. Green Mile's the top film. I don't know how my brain does
by
that.
Stephen King.
Yep, Stephen King's good. I like Stephen
Hello
King.
from the hilt.
Chris.
There's a lot of famous films I haven't seen.
Well, Shawshank Redemption is always a good film. One of the best films ever
Yes.
made.
That's also one of Stephen King's.
Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption's there. That short story.
Film made out of one of his short stories.
I still think the best adaptation of his work to this day is still The Mist. Dear God, that was well done.
Yeah.
And the ending, even King said, like, he goes, I prefer the ending to the movie than my short story.
Yeah, he did.
Because that's when the psychological horror hits at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Under the Dome weren't too bad, but that was most of the book was in the first series. And then they pleased themselves with the last two series.
Tim Robbins, the actor in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, yeah.
Underestimated actor.
I just watched Jacob's Ladder the other day.
Good movie.
Yeah, I just watched that this
Good.
night. Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Brower did die, which sucks because I loved him on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Anyway, it's a shame he died.
Have you seen 1408, Bear?
1408, the hotel movie with John Cryer?
Yeah.
Or John Cusack?
Yeah.
No, John Cusack, yeah. He was okay. Too much CGI for me. I like
definitely, yeah.
More so, but it was okay. It was interesting.
I don't suppose there was any other way to do it but CGI the way that book went.
Sadly. Some books are not meant to be movies, and that's what people forget, right? Which is why I always loved Douglas Adams. So he wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He was responsible for the radio play, which is different than the book. He was responsible for the BBC TV series, which was different than the radio play, different from the book. And he was responsible for that movie that came out, which was different than everything else, because he understood each medium has its own method of telling a story.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt your work for the medium, right?
And they also never adapted the last two books of his in the series.
But you got to change it, right? You got to change it. Like The Shining is a great movie, but it's not the Stephen King story. It's Stanley Kubrick's story. But then you go watch Dr. Sleep, the movie, which is better than the book and does a really good job of fusing the gap between The Shining, the book, and The Shining, the movie, and bringing them both together.
Yeah.
It's really good. That Dr. Sleep is a highly underrated movie.
Oh, definitely. But you know, with the Shining, Stephen King hated it that much. He done a TV movie,
which was awful. It was so bad.
So just gonna let people know, I run Call of Cthulhu.
Andy, he'd done the first draft on the script for the movie and had script consulted on some of the rewrites before he passed. Look it up.
I run Call of Cthulhu, and people have said that I'm all right at running Call of Cthulhu, and some fairly horrific and bizarre things happen in my Call of Cthulhu games. And one thing to remember, I'm going to be open about this, I don't watch horror films and I don't read much literature. So things that happen games,
what do you do?
Things that happen in those games are coming out of there.
Uh-huh.
I do worry what goes on in there sometimes.
I do now.
Oh yeah,
as long as you're channeling it into something healthy, that's fine.
Again, have you seen his wife? Have you seen his kids?
Just think if he had a media input adding to what's in there.
Wait, hang on. Yes, I have heard his wife. I've not seen her, but I've
heard her. Because that's not easy.
All right, now we can go on to the whole Kelsey thing.
Well, John was on screen and his mouth wasn't moving.
Wait. He also contributed to the idea of gaslighting someone else about a fake human in their lives. Jeez,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Your basement, your garden for heads there, sir.
I might be projecting something onto Daniel, perhaps.
Have you seen Psycho? Have you seen there, Norman Bates?
Yes, I have seen
Misery.
that.
Oh, so you've
I have
seen
seen
that?
Misery. I've seen Psycho, yeah.
And Misery.
Have you seen Scream? Any of the Scream movies?
Come
on.
I only watch those for the
Maximum
action
Overdrive, Halakar.
because they have really hot females in them. That's the only reason why you watch them.
Which? Watch.
I know
which?
what
Scream.
you did last summer.
Sure.
That one's a good one too, just because of the females. Those kind of movies I can't watch just because they're so good. But the females are always good looking, so I'll sit through them.
I'd like to
We know
point
what
out
Daniel
that,
likes: females and guns.
Yep.
It's
Alcohol.
fast cars, probably.
Yeah. You should have seen my Mustang would do $190. So yes, yeah, you got me on that.
Again, we live right next door to them.
You got me on that.
We understand them in the ways that you guys understand, like the Scottish, for example. Like we have a deep
Like,
understanding of America.
My response for what are you bringing to a party is hookers and coke.
It's the number one breakfast cereal in Hollywood, Frosted Poconos.
I can't afford either, but it sounds fun.
Yes. Yes.
Saxius, where are you?
Yeah.
Are we in the last hour? Isn't this like where it's just chaos time?
Yeah. Where's Omanel? This is normally his cue.
Hey, where's Omanel to come in and talk for the last 15 minutes?
You're giving him credit by saying 15.
All right,
Go,
I'm
go Gadget
lowballing
Owl.
it. I'm lowballing it. It's true.
Hold on. Just gonna. I'm just. Right. I'm just about to share a screen very temporarily. Just for Bear. There you go.
Fuck off. Yeah, dude, I can get actors too, and I'm very good at Photoshop. What do you want? What do you want, bro?
There we go.
It's easy because your head's the one in the back, so you can Photoshop the ones in front.
This is the easiest Photoshop ever.
That
That uniform gray background. Oh, that's so hard to do. Oh.
His forehead's how he got the lighting for the camera.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Absolutely.
That's a five head, sir.
Ouch.
I'm glad to see you found us funny tonight. No, sorry, and I haven't been trying to be funny at all, not at any point.
Hey, I felt that in my side.
Anyway,
Well, you know what? At least Straw Piglet is ride or die, John. Straw Piglet has defended you many times tonight. Now said, good-looking family. Straw Piglet is ride or die.
Yeah. And I think he deserves it. I think our friend Straw Piglet needs a. Can't remember whether I did exclamation mark straw or exclamation mark piglet. Little
I think it
oink.
was
There we
Piglet.
go. It's a little oink. It's a little oink.
Nice.
And I think for Bear for all his shenanigans.
Has Manfred popped in at all this time?
He hasn't. We had no Manfred. Have you seen Bear's cameo in Baldur's Gate 3?
Have you got a new joke yet?
No. Do I need a new joke? I'm British.
That's fair. That's truly fair.
We just recycle and make them better. Ish.
Yes. We do.
We just use them over and over again till it's not funny anymore, and then some more.
I've hosted pub quizzes for a long time, And there was one joke that happened every single week at this pub quiz. And the more it happened, the funnier and funnier it got. And it was the same thing every week. And the more it happened, the more people laughed. There was one team who used to come along, and we'd have and they used to be in the pub from about 2:00 and be very drunk by about 9:00. And there was one guy in their team called Jimmy who would just get plastered. He'd be the worst, most drunk of the lot. We always had a raffle halfway through for a prize. One week, I remember I called out the winning number. Big cheer from their table. Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. And Jimmy staggers to his feet, comes staggering down the pub. And they were cheering at the back of the pub. Hey, Jimmy. It wasn't his number. He was too drunk to read or even hear. And when I said, Jimmy, it's not you, his team were like, Whee! The next week, they did it again. A week later, they did it again. And again. And again. And it went on for about 2 years. And it actually got funnier and funnier and funnier. It was one of those. It became the whole pub would be clapping and cheering as Jimmy would be walking down the pub, drunk, absolutely out of his mind. Only to be sent back, he'd turn and go, bastard, to done it again. But the one week he finally did win, the whole pub erupted and applauded.
Oh, okay, you answered my question.
Yes, he did win eventually. It did win eventually. There was another guy.
Hey, you the man.
Daniel. Oh, wow. Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, wow.
Who got those?
Saxius, Master Blaster, Omanal, Richard Payen, and Sebastian Duguay.
Oh, 2 people who don't comment on streams.
Sebastian Duguay.
Yeah,
Master
what
Blaster's not
makes
been in
them
for
not
a
in the stream?
while. Saxius, good. Omanal, yes. Regulars.
Wait, does it gift it to people who are currently in the stream or people who are subscribed or what?
It tends to focus on people who comment a lot. Tends to, but not always. But but there was one week when another guy their team got up for a tiebreaker at the end. And he made his way down to where I was sat. And as he approached to pick up his piece of paper, he keeled over and landed face down and didn't move for another 20 minutes. He was that drunk.
I think it's absolutely adorable how much you guys drink. It's disturbing.
Well, here's the thing that with British culture, right? There's always that one mate in your group, and it's like, oh, that's just Jimmy. He'll be right in 20 minutes.
I got a good story about the falling down thing. The place I used to hang out at, Big Horseshoe Bar. It was like 15 feet per side in a U shape. And I was sitting by the tap system. An employee of mine was sitting on the other side of the bar, and it was the bartender. Next thing I know, I hit the floor and I jumped up and I said, which one of you motherfuckers pushed me over? The bartender looked at me, she said, Dan, you're drunk.
Yes.
Sounds like you and Jimmy would get along quite well.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I had a wee bit of pints that evening, to say the least.
So for the people on my stream who care, I'm about to do my order of my Palladium Christmas box right now.
Cool.
You're about to do, are you opening it?
No, I'm sending the order.
Which Palladium system is it?
What do you mean?
Well, they do like a medieval one. They do the techno one.
So
and
the
then
Christmas gift box isn't like that. You just tell them some stuff you're interested in, and then they put together a surprise package for you.
Well, you're gonna have
this
to do
one, right? 2023 Xmas surprise package, $60.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have to let us know what it is, because
when it comes in, I'm gonna open it on my channel, DK.
Yeah. I like Palladium. It's just rolling up the characters a pain in the ass.
I'm sorry, say again, please.
I like Palladium. It's just rolling up your character takes it like a week.
Yeah, there is that.
other than that, I like the fact you can take a character out of any of their genres, be it modern day, Robotech, or medieval, and drop them in, and you're good to go. That character creation is just a job.
I've never seen a Palladium book. Never seen them in the shops over here.
I'm surprised, actually. That's yeah.
Never seen any of them. Don't remember them being in any of the shops I went to when I was younger. Don't see them in the shops now. I don't even know if they
It might
publish
be a
them.
US specific thing. Yeah.
It may be, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I know you can
Well,
buy
the fact
PDF.
their website's in dollars and stuff, yeah, I would think maybe it is.
Well, they're an American company. So.
Yeah, but if it's, I don't know how you explain it, but it not automatically changes the website to pounds, right? If it's like a worldwide thing.
Yeah.
That and their artwork was amazing.
Yeah.
So I know Legion of Myth talk about
The
Palladium
Adventures
quite a
of
lot.
Buckaroo Bear.
What do you got to say about the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai? What's up?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Well, you should. It's my number one favorite film of all time. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, Across the Eighth Dimension, Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, I know John Lithgow. He was in Dexter.
So Andy says he's seen Palladium books in RPG shops here. Used to be. The only one I ever used to go to was the Games Workshop in Birmingham City Centre. This was before it was a Warhammer only place. I don't remember ever seeing Palladium there. It was almost all D&D, Warhammer, and MERP and Marvel Superheroes when I went in there. Lee says Palladium games are available in the UK. There we go. I've obviously never looked hard enough.
Well, I think maybe it's because it's not in our sort of zeitgeist that we sort of overlook it.
Possibly.
Like we didn't know it was a thing, so therefore we wouldn't focus on it, sort of thing.
I didn't know it was a thing until I heard people talking about it about 8 to 10 years ago.
I didn't know it was a thing until today.
Literally
just now.
Found out it'd been going for 40 odd years. So, but then we never used to get things like Dragon magazine and stuff like that. I never saw those. We had White Dwarf in our shops.
Yeah, well, that's like over here. For me to find a White Dwarf was pretty rare. The one bookstore I went to would get them in like maybe every other month.
Yeah.
But Dragon was everywhere, but to find a White Dwarf was pretty hard.
There's a problem with that there, Lee. That involves going to London.
Hey, if you know, you know.
I do that as little as I can get away with.
Leisure Games sounds like a bar I used to go to. But
I don't want to know.
Exactly.
I don't want to know, Daniel. I really don't want to know. Right.
John, do you have a game shop called Geek Retreat anywhere near you?
Yes. There is one
You
in
do?
Birmingham Town Centre.
Okay. There's a few up here. It's quite good. You basically just like pay for a drink and you can stay and play as many games as you want.
Yeah, there's one.
The Geek Retreat's moved to Jewellery Quarter now.
Is it in the what it was in Birmingham City Centre? It moved to Jewellery Quarter. That's
during when the hot fashionable thing was closing down shops, it closed in Birmingham and moved into Jewellery Quarter.
See, when I went there once or twice when it was in the middle of Birmingham, but I was able to sort of get a bus or train to it quite easily.
Yeah.
In the Jewellery Quarter, it's a bit more difficult to get to.
Indeed.
Is it like Manchester in the Northern Quarter?
Even though you can always catch the tram.
The tram? I've never been on a Birmingham tram. Never. I drive everywhere, and my car isn't ULEZ compatible, congestion charge zone compatible, so there's an issue. An extra £8.
You got to pay to be in town.
Yeah.
All right, it's ordered. There we go. We'll see what shows up.
What did you tick? What things
I
did you
said
tick?
I'm interested in Rift's Core Book, Dragons and Gods, Old Ones, Northern Hinterlands, Eastern Territory, Monsters and Animals, The Western Empire, Heroes Unlimited, Villains Unlimited, any and all Robotech, Indie Invasion, or Sentinels books laying around. Heroes Unlimited Core Book, Villains Unlimited, I said it twice, there you go. They'll maybe give the hint. I said throw me a t-shirt. My favorites are Rift's, Playdame's Fantasy, and Heroes Unlimited. I'd love to try Heroes Unlimited because I haven't played it. I've only ever read it in college. And and I just said a thanks and reminded them who I am. And there you go. It is now ordered. When it arrives, I will do an unboxing video on my channel. Promise.
Cool. I actually have a couple of those books.
Sorry, what?
I actually have a couple of those books.
You have a couple. Oh, good for you, man. Cool.
Yeah.
I only have. I don't have it in my possession, but I have the Palladium Fantasy original, like the hardcover with the red foil boss.
The thing is, I haven't played it in 25 years, but I still read them or reread them quite a bit, just because it's reading material. You know, something to do.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do unboxing of the toys I've got for Christmas as well on my channel.
Shout out to Bear's subscribers for facilitating it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well
done.
done.
It's absolutely impressive. It blew me away. Hi, Cat. Not now.
Yeah, well done to Bear subscribers.
I would do my Christmas unboxing, but John might get demonetized for me showing a handgun on television on the computer.
I'd probably get
my surprise face.
If I'd monetized this stream, I'd be demonetized now for what Iman's smoking. So
there is that. Yeah.
What do you mean, mate? It's perfectly legal. I don't know what you're on about.
Kids.
It's funny because you're the older ones and you're vaping, which is like a young person's thing.
I'm vaping so I don't smoke cigarettes and die of cancer.
I
I'm probably going to die of cancer because I grew up in North America. So
I can go get my secret box in my bedroom.
Secret box.
I don't have a camera, so it won't matter. So
I was a cigar smoker before I went on to these. So.
Did you inhale them or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to do that too, like an idiot. Yeah.
Yes. Miniature cigars.
But did you do it like knowing that you weren't supposed to and did it anyway, or did you do it?
I did it anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of people don't know, and they do the first puff and they just cough their fucking lungs out.
Yep.
Kabuki, I think Bear says he doesn't want it. I think that's what
Bear doesn't want to do what? No, I don't have cancer. I just don't want to get. Well, I might have cancer. You never know because it lingers inside you for a long time. But I don't want to get cancer. My mother died of throat cancer, so I had to quit smoking.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's a good.
No, thank you. It was over a decade ago, but thank you.
No,
it's a good reason to quit, isn't it? Good reason to quit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry about misspelling my name,
Christopher.
A lot of people do.
Yes, you're John without the H.
Without the H. No H. No H.
Yeah, no horror for H. H for horror. No H.
No H for horror. Aura. Hang out.
It's probably a good way to remember it.
We have successfully rambled on for about 2 hours after we went off topic about 2 hours ago, didn't we? And we've rambled on, and we're coming towards this time. Not quite yet, but we are coming towards this time.
The time. The pumpkin hour.
It was a good ramble.
Come on, Bob.
You're gonna put a pumpkin on screen.
No, the bot. There we go. 'Tis the hour when my head gets even more large and round and turns orange. Like and subscribe to avoid a visit from Ace-Eric, who is the Demi-Lich. Don't forget to like the stream, minions, or I will take your souls.
Fair.
Bear can do a better, deeper voice than me.
I can, but I won't.
You can do. Go on.
I'm not your dancing monkey. I'm not your fucking dancing money. What do you want me to read? The Ace Eric? Okay.
What sort of accent are we
Hang
going
on. Here we
for?
go.
English or
Yeah, what
American?
accent do you want? What accent do you want, John?
Your accent.
No, come on. Make it fun, dude. Make it fun.
He's a
Okay.
Canadian. He doesn't have an accent.
Slavic.
You want Slavic? Okay, I'll do Slavic for this. Good thing. Okay. Tis the hour when my head gets even more large, round, and turns orange. Like and subscribe to avoid visits from Ace Eric, because in Soviet Russia, Ace Eric visits you.
Good one.
That was amazing.
Baron G Rock wants it as Jesse Ventura. I'm not a fucking dancer.
Oh, Slan has arrived.
Hey, Slan.
Yay, happy old Slan.
We were talking about you earlier. We were trying to work out why you're never grumpy, Slan. Why you're always the most
Ventura.
Yeah, the most easygoing of all of us. You just don't live up to your grumpy old name at all. That's what we mentioned.
By the way, guys, Christopher Walken and Jesse Ventura are not accents; they're impersonations. There's a difference.
Thank you.
I don't think even Christopher Walken knows who he is.
No, he does not.
I could have done it practicing my Michael Caine, but I'm not going to do that.
What's the point of doing all those push-ups if you can't even lift a bloody log?
Is that your Michael Caine?
I tried.
Let me explain to you why that was not a very good Michael Caine. You have to break the sentence up into little parts when you talk to people. Otherwise, it's not right.
That's true.
Slan has answered the question. He tries to focus on the stuff that doesn't make him grumpy.
Amen, brother.
We never got that one. We never got that. Okay. Right. Anyway, we are at the pumpkin hour, which means it is time for me to thank.
Go put on a dress and pretend to be your wife and make dinner. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just copying Daniel. I'm just copying Daniel. Daniel gives me tips.
Well, to be fair, we don't even know Daniel's a real person. We've never seen him.
No, we haven't. Oh.
Could just be an AI voice.
Yes. Daniel, have you been programmed, Daniel?
It's a madhouse.
No.
Hey, AI is pretty cool anymore. You never know.
I am Daniel. I like guns.
Right.
I also know where they are.
Because Joker, first time joining us on the stream, newcomer to the hobby. Be playing a lot of games in the Discord over the in the next year. Look forward to having you on there, introducing you to Call of Cthulhu and all that sort of good stuff. Thank you for joining us, Joker. Big fan of comics and superhero stuff. So Joker and Bear are cut from a similar cloth when it comes to things like that. I think.
There you go again, pigeonholing me.
Yeah, you're a comics and you're a self-proclaimed Marvel superheroes fan. I think Joker would enjoy that game.
I think he would. I think he'd prefer heroic. It's more modern, plays better. I would like to point out, and I deserve credit for this, other than talking about games I run, I did not mention Star Trek once tonight.
Thank you. Daniel also plays in a lot of our games on the Discord of a weekend. And I am very proud to be the catalyst for him getting back into gaming with his family and stuff like that. So Daniel, thanks for joining us.
It's a good evening. Thank you.
And then we have our two people on who have their own channels. We'll have a shill from Bear first. Bear
don't
shill.
subscribe to me. Leave me alone. I'm angry and I hate the world.
Oh, you ought to hear him
ignore that. Ignore that. Subscribe to him.
You ought to hear him in the mornings.
And Iman, who has a brand new channel, Iman, you do need to get yourself on there because that's what will get people. Be yourself, be authentic, and embrace the successes and laugh about the failures when you play
Iman,
your games.
what's your channel's name again?
My channel's name is Intellectual Quandary. At the moment, it's just little gaming clips from my little gaming adventures and stuff. But I'm hoping to expand into more.
All right.
Oh, Gene, did you win the quiz or did you just spend the time getting drunk? Quiz night for Gene tonight.
Hang on, I might be able to post it in the chat here quickly.
You won't be able to post your channel in the chat. It blocks out links.
Down, but yeah.
No, the stream thing chat, StreamYard chat.
Oh, yeah. So you have just frozen as well.
Yes, sorry, I was going on YouTube.
Gene does a pub quiz. So Joker, you know who to
Put it
ring
in
to
the
get
chat if
answers
you want
on a Sunday.
access.
I think Joker, you quite enjoyed when the Sissy SpaceX question came up in the quiz last Sunday.
I was surprised how, after talking to the groups afterwards, quite a few, by the sounds of it, quite a few of the groups didn't know that one.
Yeah, it was a question based on people who were born on Christmas Day, and one of them was the actress who played the title role in Carrie, and Joker knew it. So, I haven't got an answer yet from Gene, but hey ho, hey ho. Right, Gene's probably he's had a few beers. He likes a beer on a Saturday when he's winning the games. This weekend we will be playing games on the Discord as per usual. I won't be there on the afternoon because that's going to be my giving presents to my parents and family afternoon. I'll be back to run my game in the evening. I believe Gene will be running the game in the afternoon. If you want to play some OSE, he'll be happy to have you. I'll be running OSE in the evening, and I'm happy to have you. It is, of course, very close to Christmas, so I do understand if you've got other commitments. But thank you everybody in chat for taking part, and in Bear's chat and in my chat. If you've been in Bear's chat, you probably haven't seen half of my chat, and my chat haven't seen all chat in Bear, but we've seen both, haven't we, in StreamYard? We've seen lots of people chatting in StreamYard, which has been good. Thank you all for joining us. Have a really, really good Christmas. Have a better Christmas than I will, because I can't have a proper Christmas dinner this year. But hey ho. But have a good New Year, and I won't be streaming next week. First Mid Week Geek will be in the new year, so I will see you then. Cheers all.
Night. Bear.
Night, everyone. Thank you.
Bear, are you going to be on in the morning?